Hello, everyone. Welcome to the DGBA Power Rankings for Quick Feet for Season 3. This is the 15th season of the DGBA. I'm Kyle, Ksavage, as you know me, and well, I'm here with Killer. Introduce yourself.
killerASCII, hello.
Hello, hello. Alright, so I guess we can start from the bottom of these PRs. Starting off, we have the Hollow Nest Heracross, coached by Metal. Top tier.
Unfortunately, this would be at the top of the logo tier list, but
Yeah,
that's not what
absolutely.
we're here for. It's a
Um,
shame. Sick logo, dude.
yeah, it's honestly amazing. Um, Yeah, this team's
So,
cool, and like I like
oh,
Darkrai. I like individual pieces, but
are we not gonna read out the Pokemon for the viewers?
oh yeah, I suppose we can. All
This
right,
team has Darkrai, Mega Medicham, Scizor, Primarina, Rotom Heat, Nidoqueen, Frostlass, Audino, Credilli, and Feraligatr.
yeah, a lot of cool mons individually.
Yeah,
Just don't
like I
feel like
can't
they
say I dislike any of the mods on this team, other than maybe Credilli, which
right.
is honestly that's not a bad thing.
Honestly, no. I like every single one of these mods individually, except maybe like regular scissor. I'm not a fan, but
I think
I think
it's
that's just
fine,
preference.
especially with, but I mean, I don't even think the teammates it has here are bad. But
The biggest
so
issue, like we discussed when looking over this, is just like the ground and flying weaknesses. Poor Rotom. Good luck, Rotom.
yeah, yeah, Rotom Heat is the only ground resist and the only flying resist on the entire team, and there really aren't any good Fizz Def walls. So Rotom's actually gonna have to check those a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's honestly kind of rough. I mean, on top of that, there's just a lot of weaknesses and not a lot of resists all over the board, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, your fighting resists are Medicham, Premium, and Nidoqueen, which could be a lot better. You're going to be forced to run Fat Prim a lot, which is, I guess, why you got the Feraligatr, so you still have an offensive water with the Primarina.
Double water core going in.
See, normally Primarina is the offensive water in the double water core.
Yeah, you gotta switch it
I
out.
mean, I don't know, maybe they'll run the Fizz Death Feraligatr. It's bulkier than Blastoise, so
I mean, overall, like the speed tiers are pretty good and whatnot, but yeah, just like the straight weaknesses are gonna make it really hard to prep.
yeah.
But
In addition, the hazard setters could be a bit better. Nidoqueen's great, but then it's Frostlass Credilli.
uh, yeah, pretty much.
So you're going to be running Rocks Nidoqueen every single week, which, I mean, there's worse you could be doing, even among other teams, but it's still not ideal.
Yeah, and like I mean, you do have three solid pivots. I mean, if you want to count Mega Metachan with Baton Pass, fine, but like they're also mons that can be abused with like Volt Absorb, Water Absorb.
Yeah. I mean, your top six is far from bad. Like, I don't think any team in this is incapable of winning games, but just some of these are going to be harder on you than others.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna come down to like some key doubles with this team to like position yourself well in advantage, take advantage of your weaknesses. But
You got anything else to add?
not really. I think that's pretty good for this one. I think that's really everything we wanted to touch on.
Yeah, I guess if I had one more thing, it's that maybe this team feels a bit knock weak, just because it's so dependent on items on some of its Pokemon.
Yeah, it really is actually. It feels like Audino is gonna be a backbone staple coming every week, which
Yeah,
I mean, fine,
and
but it can be abused.
and considering the removal is Scissor, Rotom Heat, I feel like you're gonna have trouble with opposing hazards a lot if they get
Absolutely.
knocked off.
Yeah. Yeah, I
All right,
think that's pretty good. All right, on to number
23.
23, the Armados, coached by Parksy. They have Mega Mawile, Landorus, Kommo-o, Slowking, Crobat, the Goatmon, Decidueye, Heliolisk, Wigglytuff, Colossal, Floatzel, Leafani, and Umbreon.
All right, before the Brits leave an angry message or the Irish, whatever, I believe it's pronounced Armados,
Oh,
but
yeah.
that doesn't matter.
Slap me, yell at me, I don't care.
Europe's not viable anyways.
It's true.
But yeah, I mean, this draft started off great. I like the first two picks. I mean, I'm not a huge Maul fan, but with Led to Eye, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. There's a lot of individual mons like I like, but then like it just feels like a lot of points were spent. I don't really see the value.
Yeah, I'm struggling to figure out where the budget went on this draft because honestly, like this team only really has like 5 moves or so, and then
Yeah.
I
It
feel like nothing else really does anything for this team.
it feels like there's a ton of mons that are like a ton of drafts in this, as you'll see, that are like really top tier. You can see the value in the points, why they're so like scatterbrained at the bottom and just like a bunch of filler
But
mons. But this one, it just feels
even with some of the early mods, I can't tell you why there's a Kamo on this team. I can't tell you why Parksy looked at this and decided, yeah, my round 3 pick, I should get Kamo. I don't know what it does on this team.
yeah, I'm not really sure. Yeah, it just the bottom's very passive. I mean, Helios can be cool and have its matchups, but like overall, like I mean, even the bottom 6 can be abused for the most part. I mean, Decidueye
Yeah,
it's hard,
yeah,
but
that's exactly what I was thinking of. You start off with Mega Maw, Lando I, but this team looks so passive. It's one of the most passive teams I feel, despite those two starting off.
right, like I mean, sure, Komo's a potent setup threat, but like just raw damage is just not there.
It's not a breaker, though. It's only a setup threat.
Right.
And it
Yeah.
also might be forced to be fat some weeks, too, on this team.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Um,
I don't really have
I
too much to
guess
say about
the
this team.
Rockers are a little iffy, if I was going to say one more thing. Because it's the top 3 Wigglytuff Colossal.
Yeah, Leafana gets what webs, but like, does that really matter here too much?
Webs aren't real.
Yeah,
I mean, Colossal has spikes as well, but, like, I'm just talking Rock specifically, because obviously Rocks are the most
potent. Yeah,
generally usable hazard.
I mean, Como can splash them on most sets, but like with looking at the rest of this team,
But
it's
that
not gonna
makes
want to.
Mo
It's
even less helpful
yeah,
on this
it
team.
needs to be a setup threat, an offensive powerhouse, or like a I don't know.
Like, either Lando or Komodo is going to have to find time to click rocks, pretty much. And that's just getting in the way of their ability to do other things.
Yeah. Um, outside of that, like for the most part, their pivoting's fairly decent, but
Yeah, like, the Slowking Crobat Decidueye, I think, supports their team decently well.
yeah, Wigglytuff as your fairies. Well, I mean Mega Mall Wow, but
And, I will say the Umbreon was a good pickup as well. I can't really say too much, because this team was definitely, even with 2 normals, it was definitely thirsty.
yeah, it kind of needed it. I don't love Umbreon, but it helps the team out, I guess.
It does its job,
Yeah, it does.
and it's got the slow baton pass as well.
It does. It does. It does have like honestly. I mean, obviously my favorite mon Crobat. It can be used pretty well, and Decidueye is just. I mean, Poltergeist spam could be good, but we'll see.
Yeah. The speed on this team's also a bit weird, because you go from Crobat to Floatzel to Heliolisk to Lando I, and,
Floatzel's
well,
not
2
a
of those,
mon.
and Heliolisk is not an everything mon, so a lot of the time you're going to be going from Crobat to Lando I in your magic.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but
You could do worse, but you could also do better.
we'll see how Parksy does though. I'm sure they can make it
Yeah.
work to a degree.
As I've said, I think anyone can win games in this. It's just a matter of how much difficulty you're giving yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's all for that one. On to 22, the Rochester Uniclus.
So,
SubZero.
SubZero's got the Darkrai, Blaziken, Nihilego, Scissor, Stunfisk, Comfy, Lickitung, Shaman, Mr. Rhyme, and Mega Slowbro.
This is a team.
Oh, thinking
I'm
about
not
it,
sure how Blaziken's gonna do. It's still really. I mean,
I guess for the people who are unaware, we probably should mention that Darkrai is complex banned, now that we've glanced over the last Darkrai.
oh right.
It cannot run Nasty Plot or Home season. Yeah, I mean, oof. We've got through 3 teams, and we've already seen both Darkrai teams,
Yeah.
though.
And for those who aren't paying attention too much, Blaziken is allowed to run Speed Boost, no restrictions.
Yeah, Blaziken has no restrictions.
So.
The only mod so far with restrictions is the Darkrai.
Right, right.
But yeah, I find it interesting that both Darkrai teams also have Scissor. I don't know. I just don't really see the synergy there.
I don't either. There again, cool standalone mons. Darkrai's really strong. It's gonna do Darkrai things, I'm sure, most of the time. But the
Scissor's
supporting,
great with Blaziken, though. I'll give that credit.
yeah, I feel like
And
Nihilego is gonna be relied on a lot here, and not
yeah,
necessarily to be
well,
as offensive as it wants to be either, which is not great.
yeah. I'll say, even though a lot of people think that Stunfisk and Comfy were a little overpriced this season, I do like the Mons individually, and I also think that they're quite important on this draft. Mostly because Stunfisk is one of the bulkiest Mons on this draft,
Yeah, it
and
really is.
yeah,
I mean,
I'm like
it's
Stunfisk Mega Bro is like gonna be your main defensive core half the season.
yeah. Shaman's gonna probably do a lot of heavy lifting too, which is not great because it's a Shaman.
I think you'd rather have Shaman be offensive too, especially with this kind of team.
Yeah, I agree honestly.
Speaking of offensive, your physical offense is Blaziken and Scissor, which I mean, that's cool, but I don't know how often you'll be able to run offensive Scissor here either.
Yeah, and without an SD, Blaziken doesn't hit that hard initially.
No, and it's very hard for a mon so frail and so initially slow to get its sword stance in peace.
Right, it's like how many times are you going to want to fit a Protect on there just for the speed boost initially? And
And if you're running Protect, you're definitely getting a sword stance.
yeah, the 4 move slot syndrome is going to be pretty rough.
Yeah.
um,
I also don't know why there's a Mr. Rhyme, but it's like 2 points, so I don't care.
yeah, who cares honestly? It's Burning would love it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
Just like I like the Licky Tongue.
right. As for like hazards, I mean Stunfisk is probably going to be coming every week anyway, so not a big deal that it's probably your best rocker.
And the Heligo can do it if on the off chance Stunfisk can't.
Right, exactly. T spikes could come
More
in
options
clutch
would
in
be,
like certain matchups, which is nice, but we'll see.
yeah, there will be a few teams that we'll see that are a bit team spike weak.
Yeah, I can already tell you one that doesn't have any on it.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I've got not much else to say about this. I don't think.
No, out of all the mons that are going to be coming weekly, like it's got decent pivoting, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you run like a like a banded blaze skin with U-turn as well,
Yeah,
because that might be you might have to run that to break a lot of the time.
yeah, sadly, but I don't know if they can position themselves well. I'm sure Darkrai can easily win some games for them.
Yeah, I think Specs and Scarf Darkrai are is gonna be a win con a lot for
Yeah,
this team.
it really will. And there's going to be the matchup where Comfey can just abuse them. It's Comfey; it does that sometimes.
I hope so.
At least I hope it does. Yeah, especially for the price it was this season, like everyone's complaining about. But I don't know. It's
Yeah,
justified. I think
haters gonna hate.
that's true. Um, that's really all I got for that one. I guess we'll go to Sapphire and the New Haven Greninjas. And little note, this was actually originally Henny's team, right? Yeah, Henny. So Henny drafted this team. Sapphire just took it over. So
Unfortunately, yeah, I mean, it left the server earlier tonight, so hooray.
yeah, so
But thank you, Sapphire, for replacing this team on short notice.
always appreciated. Big
And
fan. Big fan.
speaking of this team, Megalopen, Landers Therian, Nagnadel, Nagnadel, by the way, Complex Band, no Nasty Plot, Melmetal, Amoonguss, Tapu Fini, Incineroar, Armaldo, Kadabra, and Galvantula.
Yeah, so
So thank you, Sapphire, for replacing this team, because it has room to improve.
yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens with it. Again, with this one,
So there's a next data impression going on with Tapu Fini plus Bond that relies on status in its foes. The Tapu Fini Amuga score. Data would be proud.
Data would be proud indeed. I don't know.
Would he be proud of the Tapu Fini Nagnadel as well? You know, the Mon that wants to just click Specs Draco Meteor.
True, true. I mean, speed tiers are pretty good up till about 85, and it drops off. So like those mid-tier wall breakers are going to be able to run Adamant Modest. which
I mean,
I don't think it's too big of a deal for this team.
it's workable. You can also try to keep them honest with Incineroar.
Right. I do love seeing Mega Absol picked up always, because, well, it just doesn't see any
But
love.
what's this about Mega Absol?
Oh, I'm sorry, I copied the wrong team there. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, this is a Megalopony
Yeah,
team, which,
Megalopony. I grabbed
I
the
mean,
wrong,
I like
wrong Mega
Megalopony.
there. Yeah, it's fun, but
I'm not sure if I don't think this team supported it well though. I mean, the Psychic Abuser is an Incineroar.
yeah. I don't love Amoonguss on any draft, really, ever, to be fair.
I'm alright with Amoonguss, but on a Fitting team?
It's not great. I mean, good luck running those spores a lot of the time. I mean, you're gonna have to be careful with that. I mean, you can work
See,
around
I'm
it,
a sucker for Spore Amoonguss isn't that important, but like you can't even run Stun Spore or Toxic on it. It's not like a Coco Amoonguss Spore.
Right, right.
You're just limiting your own options.
Galvantula's, it'll have its matchups, but it's not gonna be a bring along mon every week. I mean,
Galvantula is just not good,
you,
honestly.
no, you do have a pretty potent, like, I don't know, Megalope, Lando T, and Naganadel, Melmetal, Tapu Finney's they're gonna pressure teams and make them think, but
You know what's not going to pressure teams? Hazards, because the rockers are Lando T and Armada.
yeah, that's the only
You're forced to run Rocks Lando every single week.
That's why I hate Melmetal as a steal.
I mean, I'd be okay with it if you got literally anything else. Like, imagine if you had, like, I don't know, Necrozma or something as another rock option. But the only Psychic on this team is Kadabra.
Yeah, that's, well, I don't know. We'll see if it can pull off, like, one of those Haunter shenanigans like somebody pulled off in SPS. I forget who it was, but...
I'm terrified already.
Kill Leader
Haunter. Know what you're...
Maybe we can get a Kill Leader Kadabra in here.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if that one survives the free agent options.
Yeah, probably not.
Or the replacement ones. Should we move on then, I guess?
Yeah. Alright, number 20, Houston Glades, Shade. They have Naganadel, Megalade, Rotomwash, Krook, Klefki, Moltres, Serena, Licky, Aggron, and Why Not.
Hey, the Naganadel teams are next to each other.
They really are. What was the complex on Naganadel again? I can't remember off the top.
No nasty plot.
Yeah, no plot. That's right.
Yep. So it kind of just needs to use an item for breaking power.
Right.
Speaking of Naganadel, I guess one other thing I didn't mention with the last one is that team really didn't have much breaking power to support Naganadel.
No.
This one's not much better.
At least you have Glade.
Yeah, you have Glade, you have Crocodile. What's the next best breaker after those in Naganadel?
Sadly,
Serena.
Yeah.
Like, the drop-off is just not good. This team still is pretty decent, I think.
Yeah, it's not the best thing, but, I mean...
One thing I'll give credit, though,
at least we have two good
with Naganadel is very nice.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, two good rockers? Did
Sorry,
you just call regular Aggron a good rocker?
Well, I got my hopes up that it was a Mega, but it's not.
No. I mean, Crook can run rocks every game. It's just hard to click it when its stabs are so free.
Stabs are super
Fortunately, I think Spikes will be able to cover that a lot of the time.
Yeah,
and Klefki's quite good at getting them up.
Mm-hmm.
I also like that you do have a spinner with Spikes. Sometimes you don't want your own hazards up on your side.
Honestly, Serena has those random matchups where it can just click Rapid Spin and just break really easily, too. I know we were laughing about it, but it can.
I think Serena is honestly a little overhated.
Yeah. It really is.
I mean, anything with, like, Rapid Spin knockoff U-turn can't be that, surely.
Yeah, it's not going to be great.
No, but it does its job on this team. I'll say that much.
Yeah, it does. Weakness-wise, I mean, it covers everything fairly well. I mean, maybe slightly edge Quake weak, but you don't really want to have to switch him with a Megalade.
I mean, my main answer is, my main issues with this team is just, again, there's really only, 5 or 6 mons that are actually good on this team, and they don't really have much to do with each other. Like,
Uh,
again, Naganadel and Glade don't really... I mean, I guess they sort of pressure psychic together, but I feel like there's going to be other ways to check Naganadel.
yeah, I
And
feel
then,
like Licky again is gonna be relied on heavily as a wall,
yeah, and again, you're
like
just running
almost
a bit
every
too...
week.
Yeah, you're running a bit too passive, I think. You need to draft aggressive with Naganadel. Because I think you need to use it as more of like a specs mon a lot,
I feel like it was a really good
personally.
start, but like they fell into the trap with the points again with the way everything was tiered this season, and it just
Yeah, I think the first 5 picks were fine. And maybe even certain. I just don't like the rest of that draft. Which is a shame because I don't have an issue with some of these individually. I think Moltres is a fine mon. I love Licky Licky. Why not? It's good 1-pointer value. It is 1 point, right?
I'm sure it is. I hope it is.
I hope it is. I'm not correcting myself.
No, there will be no editing in this video. But yeah, it's a fun team. We'll see what they can do with it. I'm sure they'll be able to use it
Yeah.
fairly well. Naganadel is
Should
going
we
to do
move on?
Naganadel things and
Oh, yeah.
just sweep games at some point, and so will Megalade.
Yeah. They better. I'm sure there
I
will be
hope
a
so.
Moxie Crook sweep too, at least once.
Absolutely, Scarf Crick will go in at least 1 week.
But will it win in 6 turns?
What I really want to see is the bulk up power trip. Let's go. Scale
Let's
shot
go.
maybe. Easy.
Yeah, the scale shot weakness policy power trip.
Yeah. All right.
Alright.
Number 19. You want to pronounce this so I don't mess this one up too?
Oh god, I don't know how to pronounce it. SL Benfinions? I don't know. I
Yeah.
hope it.
Uh,
For all I know, it's a Portuguese pun, and I
yeah.
don't speak Portuguese.
Who knows? But coached by JP.
JP would know.
Yeah. Um. So,
Yeah.
in my opinion, one of the funnest monsters in the format or should be single. It's insane. But
I mean, I
it's
like
not
Urshifu. No bias
no
with my
bias.
round 1 pick.
I just wish it had a better. I mean, like Heatran and Beedrill, they
Oh yeah,
support each other
so
fairly well.
as
But
we
like,
said, Urshifu single, Heatran, Latios, Mega Beedrill, Blastoise, Togekiss, Regieleki, Ursula, Stinchino, Rhyperior, and Roserade. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt, but
no, you're good. I forget to
we
do that.
started doing that, so we may as well continue.
Yeah. Um.
Gotta pad out the video length, you know?
Yeah.
Make sure we get more viewing minutes.
We'll see what we can do with that. Maybe stretch it to a 3-hour video. We'll see.
We'll see, we'll see. I might have to go to bed before that.
Yeah. Same. Fuck. No way.
But yeah, I mean,
Um.
this team is really weird because it relies on a core of 3 Pokemon, in my opinion, and it's one of the strangest offensive cores I've ever seen.
Yeah. I feel like they could have paired a better abuser with Shifu instead of Mega Beedrill. That's like less
Yeah,
rock weak.
yeah, Urshifu and Mega Beedrill breaking for each other, pivoting for each other, is not the core I expected to see.
No, not at all. And I mean, Heatran can support.
Yeah, Heatran's gonna be like the most important mon every single week.
It'll be
Because it has
probably
to
an every
break for
bring, just
both
glue.
Urshifu and Beedrill. Like, I think it will be locked before Urshifu is locked on the
Right.
builder. Because this team doesn't function without it at all.
Yeah.
Also, there's a Latios. I'd just like to point out that there is a Latios that is currently free.
Yeah, and you
Uh,
could easily drop something to make the points work for it.
Yeah, it might be 5 points more, but you know, you definitely don't need that Curseless and Chino. If you drop them both, you just get a 2-point normal type, and you've lost nothing.
And also, Regieleki just doesn't really fit, and you could also drop that for something to make this team mesh a little better
Oh,
too.
yeah, you could absolutely drop Regieleki for a different electric. Because, it doesn't... There's just nothing to abuse ground types on this team. Blastoise is not abusing them. Roserade isn't abusing them. Like,
No, it's
you need a stronger water type, I think, if you wanted to really pair with Regieleki well.
yeah.
Or, yeah...
Honestly, like, there's a few things on the board that could replace Violeki fairly well if you didn't want to. I mean, it's 4 points more, but you could maybe like go. I mean, that both of the Thundies are available, Thundee I and Thundee T.
Well, it'd be hard to get both that and Latios, but
Yeah.
you could definitely just keep the Latios at that point.
Also, something that would help speed tiers a little bit more. Raiku's available too. Isn't the worst thing in the world. It's not that much more expensive than a Lecky.
Oh, is Raikou free in this pool?
Yeah, it is actually.
Dang, okay. You know what else is free in this pool? The no air slash Shim and Sky.
True, true.
Which, I mean, that would pressure the grounds.
Yeah, it would. Lucky's fine. I feel like it can work on drafts. It's interesting,
I
man.
just don't think it works on this
It
one.
just doesn't
That's
work
my
on this
issue.
draft, yeah. I mean,
Um,
it's got decent breaking, and I honestly feel like Roserade's going to be a Glumon for this team, too, in
yeah,
a
I
weird
can
way.
see that. But it's also rose rates. It's like, it's not made to be a Gluemon.
Yeah, I just, without, Heatran's going to be so pressured as it is in every matchup that, like, you're going to want to, like, maybe a better fairy resist or something, and
I
Roserade's going
gotta
to,
give a shout out to Reibear. I've started seeing the light recently, and that mon is going to be very clutch for JP, I think.
Rhyperior's broken. Goatmon.
Like, it's just so fat
You can't
and
switch
so
into it.
strong. Yeah, and it just, very few things can actually one-shot it, because Solid Rock and billion HP and shit.
Yeah, it's actually a really good mon, and it can just, I mean, two-shot me with Mega Horn, and, I mean, it doesn't matter, like, anything.
People are gonna bring their fighting types, and they're gonna click CC, because they think, oh look, fighting is so free, and then Reibear is gonna take 40.
Right. Um,
But, yeah.
yeah, cool team. I just feel like it's too pressured, and, like, your Glumons are just too pressured, and you're gonna get wore down easy in most games.
Yeah, and I think you're not gonna have as many options to bring it in, given as it looks. I
And
think you've only really got 8 good mods on this draft.
looking at the pool, though, this is stuff that's available. Like, you could easily drop some things to make this draft a lot better really easily.
Yeah,
Really
you've got
easily
a
with this one.
you've got a good core that's already better than even some of the teams above you.
A
I
lot of
think
teams
it's
are
just that,
struggling with, like, points and shit, but not this one. Like, you could really make something work here with
yeah,
dropping some of these
yeah,
lesser
you definitely
used
spread
mods.
out your points better than a lot of teams did. It's just that, yeah. Well, we've already said what's missing here.
Right, right. I guess it's a number.
Also,
Okay.
CM Latios would be good. That's it.
Yeah, true. We're gonna see some stored power sets maybe, if that Latios trade doesn't happen.
Yeah.
All right,
Uh,
next we have Rosie Bear with the greatest team name ever, the Ape Escape, the Stardust Crusaders. Ape Escape's probably the best game I've ever played in my life, so I'll give it that.
they've got yeah, they've got the Zamazenta Crown, which has been freed. Hooray! The Zapdos, the Slowbro, Volcarona, Mega Gardevoir, Blissey, Flygon, Dugtrio, Shiinotic, Marini, and Toucanon.
Yeah,
So,
the base 100s.
yeah, that was the first thing I thought when I saw this, is count the number of Big 100 mods on this team. You've got Zapdos, Volcarona, Mega Gardevoir, and Flygon, all at the exact same speed.
Yeah, have fun speed creeping with this one.
Have fun, like, just prepping, because, like, you have 3 speed tiers on this team. Period. You have Zama, you have Dugtrio, and you have Big 100. Nothing slower than that is running speed, because you go to freaking 210 at that point.
Yeah, another thing I want to point out is, like, with Zama, like, your knock users, I mean, what? It's just not great.
It's Mega Gardevoir.
Yeah, it's Mega Guardy. It's bad, actually. Like,
No, it's Toucanon. It's Toucanon, too.
it
Toucanon,
doesn't
trust.
get that? Okay, fair.
It does get knockoff. I'm quite sure of this.
Yeah,
I can double check.
Rocky Helmet's going to be a staple versus you for that Zama, and there's not much you can do about it, really.
Yeah, you don't pressure it at all. I will say, I do like the Zamazenta Mega Gardevoir core. I've actually drafted that exact core. So, I think it looks good on paper, at least.
And I do like that you checked one of the Zapdoses off the board to free up Zama a little bit, but
Oh, yeah, that's one of Zama's best counters gone.
Slow
And
Bro,
the Bro
too.
is also a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's weird, because I'm not going to say you didn't support Zama. I just think you could have supported Zama better.
you grabbed, like, Zama's good checks, which is great. It's just there's
Honestly,
still,
yeah,
like,
I don't think you badly support Zama. It's just your speed tiers are so bad that everything's either going to outspeed 80% of your team, or everything's going to be max HP, and there's not really an in-between.
yeah, which is gonna make Zama even. It's gonna give Zama a harder time breaking a lot of the time,
Yeah,
especially with, like, it's not gonna want to take too many hits because it's gonna run into Rocky Helmet every time it clicks a
like,
move.
you're going to have to deal with, like, max HP Karums and shit, and, like, nobody wants to deal with that.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing for me with this one. Just the speed tiers and well, I mean to be
And that,
fair, Blissy's running rocks every week.
yeah, I mean, Blissey likes its move slots though. I'd rather not have to run rocks on Blissey.
Yeah, that's I mean that's your rocker is I mean
Yeah,
Dougie I
it's
guess, but
literally Blissey Dougie. Dougie is not good at getting up rocks, so
no.
yeah, that's not ideal either. Shinotic's a funny mon. I actually respect it, although I don't know if this was the team for it.
Uh, I mean, I don't hate it, but it's just not. I feel like it could have been used towards something else to make your team a little stronger.
I mean, to be honest, like, I don't think the problem is the Shinotic. I think if you're going to drop anything to improve this team, it's the Flygon.
Yeah, I mean, if you dropped what Shiinotic, Marini, Toucannon, and Flygon, that gives you 10 points right there to upgrade your draft, fill in some holes.
Yeah, I mean, all you really would need is some, like, solid, I don't know, like an 80 speed mon or something, maybe? Or an 85. That would force a lot more mons to run speed than they already are.
Yeah, it
As
really
long as
would.
it's good.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, anything above or below 100 is running modest adamant. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, like, you have so few options that, yeah.
Not much to do about it either. And honestly, like, yeah, I mean,
This was just such a funny team, honestly, because,
yeah.
like, I've never really seen a team like this before.
My next goal is to draft like a mono 100 draft team.
Oh my god. You gotta one up Rosie Bear, huh?
That's right.
4 wasn't
I don't know.
enough.
You have really good pivots and really good bulk, so like I'm sure you're gonna make it work, and the speed tiers aren't gonna affect you
Yeah,
too
like,
bad.
the
But
speed
like,
tiers are workable, especially because Zama is very fast.
yeah, I mean they are
So
running
you're gonna be
adamant
faster
modest
than a
versus
lot of
you,
teams.
but like Slowbro and Blissey are so bulky, like you'll probably be fine. But
Yeah, I think the bulk is more of a problem than the damage that they're getting.
yeah, yeah,
Like, just making it that much harder for Zama to break and stuff. And Gardevoir to break.
would have honestly loved a spiker on this team.
I mean, I would love a Spiker on every team.
True.
I mean, I'm sure they could find use for Team Spikes for me, though. I'm sure there'll be matchups where it comes.
Yeah.
And by matchups, I mean probably 1 week, but you know.
Hey, that 1 week will be nice though.
Yeah.
I still think they could just drop a lot of that lower tier fluff and just make their draft like just add one more mod and just glue it together a little better. But other
Yeah.
than that, it's fine.
I mean, they don't even need the grounded poison on this team, honestly.
No.
Of the entire top 7, only one Pokemon is not immune and not running boots.
True. True.
And it's the Mega Gardevoir.
That's true. I mean, I like Dougie. I think it can actually be pretty useful on this team, but
I think you're gonna rely on it heavily on
yeah,
this team.
too much is the problem. It's going to be
Like,
predictable.
yeah.
Like, it could work.
But
It's
not
just
even just that, it's just because it's your only other bond besides Zama above base 100. I think you're gonna be using it for revenge kill, even if it didn't have Arena Trap.
Bandit Dougie every week. Let's go.
You gotta run the Sandvale Dougie, though. That's what's important.
True. True. Yeah. Anything else with this one?
No, I mean, no.
Shoutouts to Funky Kong.
Yeah. Shoutouts to Miles Edgeworth.
John Cena. All right. Number 17. We got my bestie, Peyton. The Boise State Blastoise. They have Megazam, Lando T, Clefable, Corviknight, Snorlax, Blastoise, Salazzle, Indeedee, Volibee, and Crabominable.
And that Mega Alakazam is no Calm Mind, no Nasty Plot.
Yes.
And, no good. I mean, what?
Yeah, it's not ORAS, that's for sure.
I mean, it's terrible. I'm making fun. Honestly, my main issue with this team is not the first 2 Pokemon, it's the second 2 Pokemon. The
Yeah.
Clefable Corviknight. I think you spend a lot of points on mons that don't actually support Alakazam Lando T.
Also, there is your 110s are going to be running Adamant Modest Virtue, so
Yeah, because, you go from
117 to
Salazzle.
91, yeah.
Well, is Indeedee 85 or 95 though?
Oh, is it 80?
I mean, it's still. I think even if it's 95, the 110s will still do it. But
Is that the male? Oh, yeah, because it has male and female. That's right.
yeah, Indeedee does hit 95, but I don't think that's enough to stop
Right.
110.
Um,
But I mean, at least it'll stop 105s.
True. Electric is pretty strong versus team. I mean, I know you have Lando, but like one with good coverage.
I mean,
is gonna make it tough.
Lando always gets pressured by shit though.
Yeah.
It's very hard to keep it healthy throughout an entire game.
Um,
Especially because with this team, you're kind of forced to run Scarf in most games.
right. And
Because yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good. Like as strong as like Lando T and Corviknight are, like you actually don't have a real rock resist, and stuff like Mega Deontay can run modest first you.
Yeah,
so
the rock resist is actually Lando T Corviknight.
Yeah,
so
that's kind of rough. That's gonna make it hard to deal with. Mega Deontay might have a field day with a team like this. Like,
yeah, Mega Deontay. I don't remember if Terrakion got drafted in this pool, but if it did,
I think
that would be rough.
Did actually.
Sorry.
It actually did not get drafted.
No, it did not.
So
that's at least fortunate for you. But still, yeah, something like Mega Deontay, Mega Aerodactyl would be a pain. That also didn't go drafted, but we don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not.
We also don't need to talk about how Mega Deontay also went undrafted. By the way.
Wait, it went undrafted.
Never mind. Peyton's just a genius.
Okay.
every good rock type is free.
Oh right, Mega Deontay and Mew went undrafted in this pool, and Dio
and
Speed.
the Deoxys Speed, but I mean that one's bad. So.
I'm not getting into that argument like we talked about earlier.
Oh, as we talked about, I'm only saying it's a troll.
Yes, but some people will take offense.
Some people might think I'm serious about it, and that's the funny part. But yeah, this is just another team that's just weirdly passive despite starting out so strong.
Really good bulk overall, honestly. Like, I mean, where it needs it, I think it'll be fine.
It's good bulk, but it's just too bulky. There's not enough power.
It's like you have good bulk and like okay pivoting, but like once your like threat dies because something unexpected happens,
what's breaking for Zam? What's breaking for Zam?
Your subtoxic Salazzle.
Salazzle, I don't even think you could bring Salazzle 80% of the time on this kind of team.
Yeah.
I think you kind of need to bring like 5 out of your top 6. And then you're going to want to bring Indeedee, because I think that's the only reason you drafted Indeedee in the first place.
Yeah, you're not wrong, honestly. It's not great. I feel like you're going to rely on setup Clef a lot, which isn't great.
Peyton, I love you. You're a good friend. Please drop that Indeedee. Please. Please. It's not a good mon.
Yeah. I don't really have too much else to say about this one, honestly.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, what is there to say about this? I mean, yeah.
Peyton will definitely get some wins.
Rockers are Lando T Clef. That's the only other thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Neither mon really wants to click rocks. And neither mon really wants to run it in the first place either. I mean, Lando can, but especially because you're going to be Scarf a lot, I think. You really don't have good opportunities to
on
click
a team
it.
like this where you're going to want like more offensive power to help break, Lando T's like not going to want to run the rocks.
I mean, on a non-Scarf setting, it has room, but it really doesn't want to click it even if it has them. And like Clef does not want to run rocks. So yeah, and with a team this like passive, you kind of need that hazard chips. You're just in a really ugly position.
Yeah. But I'm sure Peyton will make it work.
Yeah, I mean, while I don't like the team, I think there's enough rapport that you can work on. Drop the Indeedee, please.
Yeah.
Just drop the entire bottom 3, please.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, you can keep the crab if you don't need to drop it. I respect it.
Yeah, crab can pick up a Trick Room user, another one, like pick up a Trick Room user and just like...
Yeah, right now the Trick Room users are Indeedee Zam, if I'm thinking correctly.
Yeah, I think so.
If you get a real Trick Room setter, even a cheap, shitty one, it could be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Get a Lolan Eggy. I don't know.
True. Okay, well, next is number 16, the Liverpool Firebird Club, A Panda. Have Cinderace, Zeraora, Kyurem, Registeel, Togekiss, Runerigus, Megabro, Thwackey, Wobbuffet, Zoroark, and Cinderace is unrestricted this season.
Yeah, that's Cinderace can run Libero. It can hold heavy duty boots. It can do whatever it wants.
It's going to do whatever
And
it wants.
in my opinion, it is the best mono allowed in this format.
I think so too. I'm fully on.
Which is honestly that's a main reason it says this team is as high as it is. I'm going to be completely honest. Because I like the top 4. That's something I'll say right now.
Yeah, the top 4. I personally hate Togekiss as a fairy, but I know some people like it.
I used Togekiss recently. I don't think it's terrible, but it's just so...
I feel like it lacks the physical bulk. It actually needs some of the time to deal with the proper fighting darks and stuff like that.
To be fair, it doesn't really need physical bulk when you've got the Mega Bro and the Registeel on this that badly.
Yeah. Mega Bro does deal with that. I can't wait to see some cheese Wobbuffet kills throughout the season, though.
Oh god, I did get to run a fun Wobbuffet recently, so yeah, I hope Wobbuffet does stuff for iPanda as well.
Ghost
I'm not sure why Zoroark's on this team.
I don't know, but that's your only Ghost Resist.
Yeah, I mean...
That's not good.
Yeah. No, it's not. I also really don't think Runerigus is a good fit here. I don't think Runerigus is terrible, but when you already are a bit pressured, I don't think it's a good ad here.
It just kind of feels like it's going to be a momentum drain.
Yeah, and if it's not your rocker, then Registeel is your rocker, which isn't a bad rocker, but it is very predictable, and it's limiting your slots.
Right, and yeah, you're not going to want to run Court Change on Cinderace because it's your power, and
oh yeah, your removal is basically Togekiss Cinderace.
Yeah,
both of those ones do not want to lose their boots, and neither of them want to. I mean, Cinderace does not want to click Court Change. Togekiss fine, whatever.
Honestly, yeah, you could just drop Wobbuffet and put it towards something else because you need something to eat. Ghost types are...
I mean, I'd much rather drop the Thwackey than the Wobbuffet, honestly.
I'd rather both of them and the Runerigus get dropped to, patch up the Ghost.
Well, sure. Actually, can we just talk about Runerigus Thwackey, by the way? Because Runerigus' only ground stab is Earthquake.
Yeah, that's true.
Not that matters, because neither of them are coming to a game, but...
Hey, Thwackey can be used.
So can Runerigus. I've seen it put in a lot of work. I think I even used it once.
I've used it quite a few times, actually. I like it. I just...
I do like the T-spikes that it provides, which is kind of funny, because this team has no T-spike absorber, but it's also got some good immunities and a bunch of mons that will be running boots every single week.
Quite a few of them. So I guess that, maybe helps with... the less of the lack of removal, but you're just knockoff weak.
But you don't. Yeah, I mean, Bro can take a lot of knockoffs, but then you have to worry about if they're running another dark move with them. You have to worry about Toxic.
Yeah, Toxic
and Bro is to keep momentum up, because if you Mega, then you don't keep your regen, so then you start getting a bit slower paced, and it's cutting into your Cinderace a lot there.
Right. I don't know. Overall, though,
you're gonna be bringing the top 4 every single week, and then it's Togekiss, Slowbro, Zoroark, pick 2.
Yeah, Zoroark could cause some head games with Cinderace. I mean,
it's also just not a bad offensive mon. I think.
No.
I think the mon would be okay even without illusion.
Yeah, it's actually gonna cause some headaches for this team. I feel like or for teams that A is going to face. They're going to struggle differentiating between Cinderace and Zoroark sometimes, and it's going to cause them on to just get bopped real easy.
Oh yeah, run. Well, not Cinderace, because sadly, as soon as you pick a move with Cinderace, it'll reveal it's not Libero. Right. But pretend to be Zera and click knockoff. That'll be pretty funny.
Yeah, that will actually be nice.
Or you could pretend to be Togekiss and Flamethrower.
Yeah, something. Kyurem is going to be a staple here, and...
Yeah, I mean...
That's your best breaker?
I have this...
Yeah?
Yeah, well, the best breaker on this team.
Breaker.
You nearly forgot. Yeah, well, Cinderace is weird. It's hard to. I'm not sure if I want to break because it kind of needs the choice band to break, and then you're even weaker rocks.
Yeah, yeah, it is Kirim, and
I mean, I guess Cinderace is probably fine, and Zera can chip away. I don't know. Your top three is basically your entire offense with this team. That's my biggest issue.
yeah, pretty much. Um, it's a
Moving
fun
on, I
looking
guess.
team though. Yeah.
Oh no, my bad.
No,
Sorry.
you're fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just a
it's
fun
fun.
looking team overall. Like it looks like something I would draft and enjoy using, but like that's
I
probably
mean,
why
the
I'm
top
ranking.
half of it looks like something I would draft. Everything up through maybe the tokens.
Right. Yeah. But all right. Next is me with the
Oh
Columbus
my
Crow
gosh,
Bats.
it's you.
I'll let you talk because I don't like talking about myself.
No, introduce us to your team.
Okay. All right. So I went a little top heavy. Went Cinderace, Zapdos, Mew, Rillaboom, Primarina, Goodra, Hitmontop, Porygon, Dottler, and old reliable Mega Steelix.
Hey, look, the Cinderace teams are next to each other.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, well, first off, Mega Steelix is a GOAT, so thank you for the respect.
Ah, yes, best mon.
I mean, I like most of your mons individually. The only one I'm not a fan of, the only ones I'm not a fan of are the Rillaboom and the Goodra. And I guess the Dottler, but isn't that 1 point?
Yeah, I think so. It was just cheap webs.
I mean, yeah, and it's dual streams too. It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I know, like you pointed out earlier, Goodra's like pressured a lot.
Goodra, unironically, might be the most important mon on this team, which is really, really bizarre. But it seems like it's gonna be the check to something every single game. Or
Yeah.
almost every game, at least it feels like.
Going to kind of have to be like at least a lot of them. The majority of the game
Yeah.
is going to be. There's no way around
Because, like,
that.
for example, Electric plus Fire, for example, if you look at this team. Like, something like a Rotom, you're gonna have to use Goodra for. Or, like, I don't know. That's just... And, like, Poisons, you only have Elix and Goodra for. So, like, any Poison with Steelix coverage, Goodra is coming.
My team is basically the top 6 plus Megalix, so
Pretty much.
You're not gonna have much
No,
trouble.
give him on top of Porygon more credit.
Okay, fair enough. I feel like, yeah, they're not like the worst budget options.
Porygon's great value. I have used that to check mons that it has no business checking. I'm talking shit like Zygarde 50.
Okay, fair, fair.
Like, that mon is just fat.
Dottler's one of my favorite budget mons. Best
I-
drill check.
Fell off the Dottler train early this gen, but I think it's alright. I mean, for 1 point, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine, honestly. Honestly, in hindsight, I wish I would have grabbed Necrozma instead of Mew, but it's fine. I feel like Mew's gonna be fair.
I mean,
It's gonna be bulky every week, most likely.
if Mew was gonna be bulky every week, then Necrozma probably also would have been. Unless
Yeah.
he'd done some of the extra points.
I just feel like it would have gave me more flexibility with the draft, is all.
Probably. But, I mean, Mew's still Mew.
True.
But when we're talking about the issues with this team, speaking of Mew, as you said, you're definitely limited in what you can do with Mew, especially because the hazard setters are a bit low in number here.
Right.
Because you've got Megalix as the only other rocker, so anytime Megalix doesn't have a good matchup, yeah.
Yeah, Mew's kind of forced into whatever.
Yeah. And I mean, your top 5 is your entire offense, but they're good mons, so that's okay. Unless you just pull a me and run the Life Orb Rapid Spin hit on top with Technician.
Hey,
You know,
it can
not everyone's that good.
It can break pretty well, actually. Hey,
It's got base 70 speed. Like, it actually does a lot of
Hey,
work offensively
and you
against teams that are weak to all of its moves.
and you can't disrespect Specs Goodra either.
Actually, I think I'm willing to do that.
No.
But,
Um,
you need to run the Bandit Goodra, dude. That's what it's at.
honestly, looking at it, I'm kind of ice weak overall.
I mean, I was gonna say that, but Primarina is pretty good against most ice types that aren't, like, Serum forms. And you can sort of stalemate with most Serum forms.
Gosh,
Licks can also sort of stalemate with them at
just don't
times.
give me a Galarian Darmanitan matchup, holy.
Oh, well, yeah, you're used to that, but, you know, what can you do? I mean, Primarina might be able to do something. Well, you'll have to see.
Oh yeah, we'll cross that bridge when it comes.
Oh, one other thing, your speed tiers are bizarre, to say the least.
I was trying to pull a Rosie Bear with the base 100s, but I didn't quite commit.
Yeah, you only drafted 2, you fraud. I mean, you got the Cinderace, which, good to have some speed. Then you go to the base 100s. Then, I don't know whether anybody actually... I'm really meaning a speed tier is so matchup based that I don't think it's a speed tier.
I almost would never creep it personally, but whatever.
I would only creep it if I know it's running speed, which is very rare.
Right.
Only in, like, the Heatran matchup or something. And then, otherwise, it's what, Goodra? Are you creeping a Goodra, though? Is that any better?
Yeah, so have fun running your Adamant and Modest versus me.
Yeah, have fun with your Adamant Zygon, and, yeah, that kind of thing.
Not much.
I mean, I think you could run Adamant Mamoswine if you don't care about Hitmontop. So, yeah.
Which you probably don't have to care about it, so.
I mean, if it's a fast Hitmontop, it's probably not an intimidating Hitmontop.
Exactly.
So it's probably not exactly coming in on the Mamoswine.
Not the best situation, but whatever.
Yeah.
Alright.
2 other quick issues. No Dark type, no Grounded Poison. Have fun with Teeth Spikes, have fun with Psychics.
You didn't have to point that out to everyone, but fair.
Just pick up a Alola, it's still free.
Yeah, true. What can I drop, though? I feel like I'm kind of stuck in it, so.
Oh, well, that's your problem.
Yeah, figure that out another day, too.
Why is Alola still free?
Broken Mon. Next we have Palkia, the London Lanterns.
Not just Palkia. Palkia 62.
Palkia 62.
With the Urshifu Single Strike, Tornadus Therian, Galarian Slowking, Blacephalon, Stunfisk, Empoleon, Mega Sceptile, Granbull, Articuno, Golisopod, and Minior.
So, I mean, Regen Core, first obvious thing to say, is it is what it is. It does things.
Yeah, I mean, it's tried and true, and Urshifu Torn is a pretty alright core, even if I'm not a Torn fan.
Yeah, I do like Glowking with Urshifu single rather than like a Beedrill. Just
kind of... What? You don't like the Urshifu Beedrill core?
Just not my favorite, but I just feel like there's better options. Like,
you know what I think is a pretty cool core though? The Urshifu Blacephalon core. That one's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Because anything Blacephalon can't really do anything to, Urshifu definitely can.
Yeah.
And that's going to put so much offensive pressure with just those two, and then Torn as well.
Yeah, it's
It's funny, because the first time I looked at this, I actually thought it was really, really, really good. But as I looked longer, I just spotted more issues over time.
Yeah. Again, no real ghost resist again. It's
I mean, to be fair, you
Shifu.
have the Blacephalon, and the Spectrier is not picked up, so...
Oh, right.
You got lucky with that one.
I keep forgetting it's not picked up in this.
Yeah, in this pool, at least it is free, so
that is a really interesting thing that these points have caused. Like, the tier system has caused, like, some stuff that would
a lot of Pokemon you'd expect to go don't. Yeah.
But, you don't really have a fire resist at all on the team?
Yeah, the fire resist is Blacephalon and Minior. In other words, the fire resists are Slowking and Stunfisk.
yeah. Any physical
fire.
I'm
serious.
With
physical
EQ.
Fire, you're switching to Stunfisk and fishing for static error.
Yeah,
And a special fire, you're switching to Slowking and Praying.
You have as many issues as I do with Galarian Darm with regular. Or Galarian,
yeah, you also have issues with quite a few ice types as well, because your freeze dry resist is Blacephalon, aka Slowking.
Yeah.
So both Kyrums are going to cause a lot of issues. Because regular Kyurem freeze dry will... Kyurem Black can just click funny Icicle Spear plus Fusion Bolt.
Yeah, Fusion Bolt. It's just going to wreck. I mean, Stunfisk is very pressured here. Very pressured.
Yeah. Yeah, Stuntus has to come in on quite a few things. That makes the ice types even more annoying for you.
Honestly, that
Um,
mon's so much value. We gotta raise it even more next season.
true. Stuntus is broken. Um, an- Another thing with very weak team, water grounds. Actually, I feel like you're quite weak to.
Yeah.
Just like the Lysopod's okay against some of them, but that's gonna be under a lot of pressure. And then what? The only other resist to water plus ground is Mega Sceptile, which is not really wanting to take coverage from any of them.
No, I think I've seen it like ever have a good season like one time in I think it was TVC last season maybe. I don't know, but
I
I've only
mean, I've seen Mega Sceptile used okay in individual games, but I don't think it's gonna do anything on this team.
no. I
But something like just a Swampert with Flip Turn, Dual Stabs, Ice Move, or Sludge Bomb,
yeah.
and then a Spec Seismitoad, those are so annoying for you to deal with.
Yeah. I mean, I like that Glisspod provides spikes, but I just
Yeah,
wish you had
the
a
spikes are
real
really
fire
key for his
resist.
team. Yeah, I wish you. I think the Articuno and the Minior are the things to look at dropping. Because I don't see what Articuno adds here.
I honestly don't really see what. I mean, I guess the dragon type, but I don't think dragons are all ever really super necessary, especially one that's not resisting ice. I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry,
Megascepta at
fire.
least has the speed, and it breaks waters. I'll give it credit for that.
I feel like that dragon type just is. It would have been so nice to just have a pure dragon for a fire resist, but
I don't think it really. Well, yeah, but I think it's more useful for the grass typing.
yeah,
Remember, it doesn't even get Draco, so.
right.
Um, but speaking of fire resists, yeah, I don't know. I don't think triple water is the play, but you might want to look at getting a different water over one of these waters. Something I think is normally not a mon I'd recommend to people is Mantine. I actually think Mantine fits pretty well.
Yeah, it actually kind of
So
does.
we mentioned the water grounds, and none of them are ever breaking a Mantine.
Yeah, I mean, look at your logo. I mean, your logo's got a lantern. It's close enough.
True.
I mean, kinda. I mean,
Um,
JCaps would be very happy if you pick up Mantine. It's one of his favorite mons.
yeah, and I mean you've got your removal is already pretty much just Empoleon, so it'd be nice to have another bond so Empoleon doesn't have to do things.
Good steel type.
The less
Not a good
Empoleon
water
has to
type.
do, the better. But yeah, but honestly, bug type and not a great water. So
Right.
that's the thing. Neither of these waters resist fire. So what are you doing with that? You don't. They don't even want to take on a lot of opposing waters, so your water resists are iffy.
Yeah.
But you could get Mantine, or you could listen to Kyle and get a water type that would help your team a lot more. You get the Politoed, the rain support for your Blacephalon.
Oh, fuck, I forgot I said that.
You did say this.
I
You did
did.
say that.
I did.
Palkia should look at Politoed. Yeah.
Look,
Blacephalon's too good. You
look,
need to nerf it. So
I just
we
want
don't
you to
prep for
hit
it well.
every hurricane, that's all.
You could hit every hurricane without the rain. Just hit.
I know
Just
how
hit.
that goes. I know how that goes.
Yeah, I know it doesn't actually work, but if you say it enough, it'll piss them off, and that's the fun, right?
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, you have two
Unless
solid
you have anything else to
rockers,
think of.
so you're good there. I don't know. It's a fine
Yeah,
team.
pray nobody picks up Spectral.
Yeah. Again, there's so many drafts that we've said that about, though. I feel like somebody picked that thing up.
Yeah, I mean, at least you have the Blacephalon, because you would otherwise get 6-0'd by Blacephalon, and it's not even close.
Yeah. That would just wreck this team easily. So
Basically, you aren't allowed to drop Blacephalon. Sorry, Palkia.
yeah, you have to keep that unless you reorganize the whole team. But
I don't think you have enough FAs to do that
No.
at that point.
no. Yeah. All right. Next up is Sun with the Ripple Tide Blastoise.
This is a
Megazam.
team.
Yeah. You got Megazam, Genesect, Rotomwash, Krook, Bronzong, Throw, Rabombi, Greedent, Dragonite, and the Simi Trio.
Oh my god. Where's Mike Man WBA when you need him to talk about Simisage for an hour and a half?
I should have recommended a logo for Sun Sun, I have like a Despot Simi logo that has all three of the monkeys on it. It's pretty perfect.
I love it. I mean, speaking of loving mons on this team, Glade is broken. Just ask Slap. Just run Stuff Cheeks and you're good. Stuff Cheek, Green and D. Unlosable.
Unlosable.
Yes, it cannot lose. That's how that works.
Powerful.
Trust me.
This team is...
It's so strange.
Yeah, I feel like
I wish that Dragonite wasn't hiding because it made it a lot easier to look at the team.
Also, I'm gonna throw this disclaimer out now. These drafts were really hard to like properly tier because like with the new tier system and so many like extremely heavy, like top heavy drafts and everything, it made it really hard to actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Most of the teams we've done so far could honestly have been in almost any order.
Yeah.
Like the entire bottom 12 out of 24 could have been in any order so far. There's probably more as well. Once we get to a point, like we'll get to a point where I think the teams are actually good, and I'll make note of that. We have not reached that yet.
No.
We're still in the realm of these teams are okay but flawed.
Yeah. So, yeah, how are all the semis 101? I see what you're going for there, Sun. Trying to one up, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the semis are broken. Sun knows this, so, you know.
Nasty Plot semis going in every week. Overall, like...
No, Swords Dance.
Oh, true.
You could run both on the same set. Just run mixed. You don't need workup. That's not a move.
This team is... It has a lot of fun mons on it, honestly. Like, you're going to be, like, offensively just a menace to some teams.
Like, that entire top 4 is just going to be a lot of fun to use, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And then D-Knight is cool. Brilliant is broken. Throw is sick value.
I just wish you...
Bronzong is good for its price.
I just wish you had better ways to, like... I mean, like, you can get stopped. I mean, it's going to cost some reading. Sure, you have Rotom Wash, but, like, your pivoting is, like, essentially U-turn Genesect and Rabombi. I mean, Rotom Wash...
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten back to the point where I feel like... We're back to the point where I feel like it's one of those teams that have individually good mons without synergy.
Yeah.
It's just that I think these mons are better than some of these mons on teams we already talked about.
And I don't know. I feel like Sun Sun's going to be fine. He'll make the necessary doubles when needed, but it just...
Well, speaking of things, you want to talk about the speed tier? By the way, we should probably talk about complex bans for Genesect. Genesect is not allowed to hold any item except for a drive. It also cannot run any move that boosts its speed.
Yes.
No shift gear, no rock polish, no
flame
flame charge.
Yeah, none of it.
But because that means it is locked in at its normal speed. No Scarf Genesect for you, or anything like that.
Your Greninjas and stuff are definitely running modest for issue.
Yeah, the thing I want to talk about is the speed on this team. You go Mega Alakazam, Rabombi, the Sims.
You may as well say Genesect.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. The Sims are going to win every week. They're broken. The monkeys are broken. But basically, you're relying on Zam for your speed every single week.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's cool. Zam's cool, but I think you're going to be a little underwhelmed. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, honestly.
That said, your breaking is good, because Genesect can break really well. D-Knight, you can run Band if you need more breaking. Crook can Band to break. Greenland is just a pain. It's so annoying for teams to deal with. I don't know why that mon is only 1 point. I honestly think that's a big steal.
And
a big steal, 2 points, you know.
I feel like you have like a good mix of like bulk and offense, and you'll be fine there. And Dragonite's gonna put in a lot of work. I feel like in this team, like a lot of good sweeping.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got good value picks too. It's just that I'm not convinced of the synergy of this team.
Yeah.
Especially the offensive synergy of this team.
It's kind of the big thing, yeah.
Like, I kind of feel like it's one of those teams that I just don't see a general plan. You're kind of just going to have to read every matchup well to figure out how to win it.
You have 2 rockers, but at least Bronzong can confidently run rocks most weeks. I mean, it's gonna run
And
one.
Crocodile can fit it most of the time too. It just doesn't want to click it that much.
Right. If you're
But
gonna be
Bronzong
running
is
that set
Bronzong can
Bronzong
click it
set, you can
anytime.
put it on Krook, you'll be fine, yeah.
Or if you just don't bring Bronzong. I don't think it's an every game on.
It's fair, yeah.
Like, you can easily run Throw or Greet it instead.
Right.
Or a monkey. Or 2 monkeys.
Yeah.
Or all 3 monkeys. Just bring all 3 monkeys, honestly. You probably can't go wrong. I mean, who's going to prep for them?
Not me. Go ahead.
There you go, son. That's a ringing endorsement.
I call it now. Simi's here. It's just gonna run through Palkia's team.
Man, I did get 3 kills with a Simisear in a game before, but it was Usum, so it was the Simisear. I'm serious.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Also, there's no grounded poison on this team, but, like, I don't think that matters. Like, you have a bunch of immunities with Genesect, Rotom, Bronzong, Dragonite. You've got the Guts throw potential. I don't think anyone's running T-Specs.
Yeah, and if you're careful about it, like, you can utilize the Magic Guard Zam too, to where you'll be fine on that front.
Well, then you're just not allowed to Mega, but, like...
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to bring T-Specs against you, but if they did and you didn't prep for it, then that could be an issue. But I don't think anyone will do it. I think you're okay.
Yeah, you'll be fine. It's not going to affect much. Yeah, I think that's all for that one. Next is Manchester Skarmory's Wano Kuni. They have Ashgren. This team, Ashgren, Mega Mawile, Heatran, Glizzcore, Tapu Fini, Tangrowth, Azelf, Corsola Galar, Greedent, and Reboot.
So, the only restriction with Ash Greninja, if I remember right, is that it just has to be Battle Bond, right?
I believe so, yeah. Let me double check, but I believe so.
Ninja of the Ash variant. But, yeah, it's unrestricted, and then it has to be Battle Bond. Which, I mean, very rarely is that a bad thing.
Yeah. Don't forget, a lot of people do. It does not actually get T-Spikes.
It does not. It does get spikes, just not toxic spikes. So this team has no toxic spikes. It also has no poison, which I think is a bit of an issue on a Thin team, personally. Thin really hates T-Spikes.
Yeah, that's one of the better ways to beat it.
Also, can we just talk about the Greedents being next to each other? Broken Mon.
Yeah, powerful. Double Greedent core.
I'm so happy Greedent got drafted twice. That's some respect.
Its value's going up, for sure.
As I said, it was underpriced at one point.
Big thing here, speed tiers, right?
Yeah. This is a very good team. The speed tiers are Greninja, Azelf, and then technically Raboot, but Raboot doesn't exist. Yeah, I guess technically Gliscor, but Gliscor is not a speed tier.
Yeah, Gliscor is like, not running speed.
So it's really Greninja, Azelf, Finn. And half the time, Finn, like, I don't even know how much people respect Finn, but you're going to have to be fast Finn, I think, with this team.
It's really your only choice, honestly.
It's not just that, but, like, Finn's probably the best Scarfer on the team other than Heatran, and, like, both those are slower than most team Scarfers.
Yeah.
So, unless you want to run Scarf Ashgren or Scarf Azelf, you're kind of in a rough spot against Scarfers a lot. But, even ignoring Scarfers, once you get, like, this team is just so slow that, yeah, you're going to have an issue with other teams' faster mons, and, like, I don't like the combination of bad speed tiers and slow team. I think you can get past having bad speed tiers if you're just faster than your opponent anyways, but you're kind of not.
Also, like, if you do face T-Spikes, your Gliscor is kind of locked in Defog.
And I think Defog Gliscor is terrible, like, even worse than Rock's Gliscor, which I also think is terrible. So, yeah. It's kind of funny. You have 4 rockers, and I think only one of them is actually viable. Well, Rock's Gliscor is viable. I just hate it, because it has so many things to do. 5 rockers, by the way. I forgot his elf.
Having, like, you did cover your, like, Bolt Beam weakness, like, that you can sometimes get with these type of mons pretty well.
Yeah, no, Greedent covers it easily.
Big Greedent.
I mean, technically it's the Heatran, but it's the Greedent.
Yeah. People will have trouble breaking this, I feel like, sometimes, but...
But you're also going to have trouble breaking things. Because...
Yeah, Ashgren, yeah, I mean...
Again, we have a Mega Mawile team, but, like, they don't follow it up with enough breaking power. There's only really the top 3 for power. I mean, like, Azelf really is not a breaker.
It's...
Mostly because when was the last time you saw Azelf do anything? I mean, I just saw it lose a DPL game today.
It definitely can do stuff. It's definitely... I don't know. It's not given the credit that it can do, but like...
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to say it's a bad mod. It's very hard to bring on this type of team as well.
Yeah.
You're so pressured to bring your entire top 6. Or the Greedent.
Yeah, I don't know. I struggle to see how this team's actually going to claim the necessary kills it needs to finish off people sometimes.
Stuff Cheeks Greedent, that's how.
Big Greedent, it's going in.
Belly drum, Stuff Cheeks. Free win.
If I don't see Greedent and a kill leader here from either Wano Kuni or Sun, I'm going to be a little upset.
I'm just going to make sure they don't get back into the league next season. You know, it's that simple.
But, yeah, good rockers.
I don't have much else to say about this. It just, yeah.
Tons of rockers.
I guess this team could have fighting type issues too. Because, like, because it's so slow, fighting types don't really have the choice against this team, so it's going to have issues with their coverage.
Banded Shifu just...
Well, that's Shifu. That's different.
Yeah, it's...
I'm just looking at even something like, what, I don't know. I can't think of anything. But yeah, I mean, Shifu does destroy the team. That's fair.
To be fair.
You're gonna...
At least this team is a Tangrowth and not an Amoonguss.
I mean, wouldn't Amoonguss have the better matchup against Shifu?
Yeah, I just mean in general as a mon on the team.
Oh, okay. You're just a hater. I see.
Yeah, not not a fan of Amoonguss.
I mean, if it had Amoonguss, at least it would have a grounding poison.
I mean,
not that really, you know.
Yeah, I know you're gonna hate me for this, but they should probably just drop Greedent for something else.
I mean, I don't think that 1 point is going to help you much, and you could drop the Reboot instead.
Reboot, Corsola, Greedent, I don't know. I feel like you definitely Reboot.
That's a nice 4 points you got right there.
Jeez, that's rough.
You dropped 3 mons for 4 points,
That's
and you
actually
need to have
really
10 mons. So what are you going to do with it? Like, that's saying you have no flexibility on this team, because you spent so much on your top 7. Like, the only mon you can really drop, I think, is Azelf.
Azelf, yeah, that's probably your best one.
But Azelf is also kind of important on this team, I think, so...
Yeah, no, it is. It's...
I'm gonna be honest, I think you kind of drafted yourself into a corner here, so I hope you can make the most of this team.
Yeah, if not, you might...
Maybe you should get, like, a really shitty cheap poison at least to give something for Team Spikes, but otherwise...
Then, will it ever even come? It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, just out-prep, out-play.
You got
Win.
this.
Yeah.
Alright. Next is KHD, Jersey Pursuit.
KHD, you're in the top half. I hope you're happy.
We're proud of you, KHD.
I mean, I'm not proud of this team, but hey, you've drafted worse.
This one. This one's weird.
At least you won't make me salvage this draft. It's definitely salvageable.
This team is extremely weird.
Yeah, the Megalodios, Celesteela, Greninja, Mamoswine, Galarian Zapdos, Chestnut, Alolan Marowak, Tentacruel, Kangaskhan, Electabuzz, and Vivillon.
Yeah, so your Bulky Water's Tentacruel.
And,
it's
reminder, just in case people are stupid, that's just Torrent Greninja. This is not both Ashgrids next to each other, alas.
It's like the top 5 is really cool, and then it gets weird. It gets real weird.
Yeah, no, like, I was so onto this team, even though I'm not big on Wadi-Selly, I think they're fine, but, I was so onto this team, and then you drafted Chestnut right after Azgaba and Zapdos. I really don't know what you were thinking.
Oh, and the Latios is just raw. I mean, nothing, no
Yeah,
restrictions.
yeah. That's why I didn't say anything. It's
Yeah,
just a Mega Lottie.
it's just Mega Lati. I mean, what?
It's just chilling.
This weird Pavilion, Electabuzz, Kang. I mean,
It's like everything after Zapdos, I think you just kind of got something less good than the best option for what you
yeah.
wanted to do.
You're like,
Like,
what?
I think Chestnut's not the best Spiker or the best Grass type that you could have gotten. I also don't think you need the Grass type unless you were really afraid of Zygarde, but I don't think that got drafted.
If you don't pull off at least one Belly Drum Salak sweep, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Dude, I've swept with that set. It's so much fun. You gotta run the Sub-Slack Belly Drum.
It's so good.
It's so funny.
It really
It's
is.
not actually good, but it's funny.
It is funny.
And it is good against people who don't know how to prep for it.
I
But like, Alolan Marowak is just not the best fire or breaker, whatever.
or Ghost or Electric Immunity. It's just
Well, I mean, there is a Mamoswine, so at least it's not the only electric community.
yeah.
Unlike Tentacruel, the only bulky water on the team.
What do you mean? There's a whole Greninja right there. He'll just run max HP, easy.
Ah, yes, bulky water, Greninja. I love it, I love it. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I like Tentacruel. I don't think I've ever drafted as the only bulky water on a team outside of ORAS.
No, it's
It just isn't consistent enough to be your only bulky water.
I mean, hey, at least Comfey's not doing anything against you with that and Sully.
True, yeah, the Liquid Ooze Tentacruel. Gonna body it,
Easy.
even though it just gets stored powered. But, you know. Kangaskhan, I mean, I don't necessarily have an issue with Kangaskhan itself. I think the points you spent on it, you could have spent somewhere else and gotten a cheaper normal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you definitely didn't spend your points well on the rest of these mons.
I don't know. Is like something like Type Null even available? Like that would have been better off just for pivoting purposes.
Oh, I don't really care about that. Honestly, I think the Wish with Celesteela is probably fine.
Overall, it's just I don't know. It's a
And
fine
with
team.
Tentacruel even.
It's a little
Yeah,
weird,
I mean,
but like the
also
top
shout out
five
to
is, like-
Vivillon.
Vivillon.
I don't think I've seen that thing drafted since Gen 7.
Yeah, overall this team, honestly, it's gonna win games. It's very hard to switch into with the top five.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, again, it's one of those teams where, like, the mons don't really make sense synergy-wise, but they're individually good. But I think we're getting to the point where we're starting to get a bit better, because I don't think there's... Like, I think there's just more good mons, and the bad mons are less bad now than we were at.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I think a lot of these mons were subpar decisions, or bizarre synergy, but I can't say any of them were bad decisions.
No, not really at all.
I can see what every mon on this team is supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of whether it actually does it or not.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing is, like, what your Mamo basically has to run rocks if you want it. I mean, I guess there's a Alolan Marowak, but, like, it's a Alolan Marowak.
That said, with Greninja and Chestnut, you might be able to rely on Spikes as your primary hazard in a lot of matchups.
That is true. You do have two T-Spikers, too, for those problematic matchups, which is nice.
Yeah, the Greninja Tentacruel, and you do have the Spin as well. And even a Spin Blocker, although not a very good one.
Yeah. Honestly, it's not a bad team, and Megalodius
Wait,
is just gonna...
wait a minute. Is Mamos... Oh no, Mamoswine Marowak. He has two rockers, thank God.
Yeah.
I thought Mamoswine was the only rocker. I mean,
Oh, no.
Marowak's not much better, but
it's
at least
something.
it's something. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
It is basically just Mamoswine.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, Mamoswine forces enough switches, it can get them up. It just
Right.
doesn't want to. It just wants to click buttons.
It really does. Megalodius is just gonna break, though, very easily.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. I can't put this team any lower because, honestly, that top 5 is just such a
Potent.
oppressive top 5.
Yeah, it's strong.
And unlike a lot of these teams, it's not just an offensive core. You've got the Celesteela bulk. Latios can be pretty bulky, too.
Yeah, absolutely can. It can be very bulky. Yeah, I mean, solid team, honestly. This is where teams, I think, maybe start to get...
Yeah, I was thinking to say that, but yeah, we're right at the cusp of when the teams start getting good.
Right.
I didn't want to say that yet, though, because I don't think it applies to what's upcoming.
I don't remember right off the top of my head, but...
Well, let's see. What's
Alright.
upcoming is number 10, Venga Benga and the Lunar Clefs.
Yeah,
Uh,
we have Ashgren again.
There's the Ashgren. 3
Yep.
Grens in a row.
Mega Scizor, Kyurem, Pert, Big Swampert, Talonflame, Beware, Whimsicott, Slowking, Galar, Electabuzz, and to round out the Regen Core, Corsola.
That is a Poison Point champion, or not? Yeah, Swarm champion right there. Not Swarm, Poison Point. Yeah, I'm smart. There's a Poison Point champion right there. MVP. Naganadel and Magearna counter. Corsola.
Best Mon. Also, honestly, it's the best shiny. I'm just saying.
No comment.
I don't know.
This team's so weird because like I could have put this almost anywhere. I can't lie. This team could have been like so much lower and even a little higher.
This is one we differed on quite a bit, isn't it?
I believe so. Let me double check. No, actually, we were almost the same on this. We were only 2 apart.
Okay, that's not too bad then.
I had this one lower, you had this one higher.
Okay. It's, I don't know, your Flying Resistor, Electabuzz, and Corsola.
Yeah.
So, it's not great, but Mega Scizor can do Mega Scizor things a lot. Pert's pretty physically bulky, so, but I don't know. It's a weird team. It's definitely potent, and like Mega Scizor and Kyurem are gonna. Well, what your best breaker is again Kyurem, right?
Yeah, the best breaker on this team is literally Specs Kyurem. His Scizor has to be fat almost every week.
Yeah.
Because what else is going to be fat? You've got Pert and G-King. That's it.
Your rocks are Swampert. That's
that's
Corsola.
not bad. Pert can run rocks every week. The only thing that really needs is low no AV Pert, which is pretty niche.
I mean, yeah.
But it definitely makes you predictable. That's certainly not helpful.
It's a good thing your walls are like bulky steel and poison, as bulky as they are, because you don't have any clerics, just in case like you get into a matchup where you're going to be facing.
True, yeah, your toxic immunities are your only real ways around that. But I mean, there's worse.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, the pivoting's not bad. I mean...
No, I mean, you got Greninja, Scizor, Pert, Talonflame, Whimsicott even.
Yeah.
There's definitely worse.
It's just
like,
for me the
my main
resist.
issue is just like, yeah, the Flying Resist Electabuzz. I mean, I like Electabuzz, but that's the Flying Resist.
Yeah, it's...
Because, let's be real, Corsola's... Nobody's using Corsola as well as Jeff Beck. That's all.
I do love Corsola, but yeah, it's not. it's not, no.
Only Chessbed use it as well. I mean, this team's getting weird. I think he's gonna have a lot of issues forcing progress because the team's so, like, limited in its offensive ability.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty, it's actually gonna be pretty, like, standard to, like, figure out what's coming for the most part.
I think it's going to be very easy to tell what almost every mon on this team is going to have,
Absolutely.
with the exception being, like, the Kyurem item.
Yeah.
And I think every other mon, when you get to team preview, you'll be able to tell this is what this mon is.
Yeah, and then, I don't know, like, your fairy's Whimsicott, which some people will love, some people will hate. If your doctor's lacking, you'll love it, but...
Honestly, I think, personally, it comes down to who's using it. I've seen enough good and shit Whimsicott play that I reserve my opinion until after I've seen him try it.
Yeah. If you're able to utilize Whimsicott, though, it could be like a really good glue to this team and really help you win some games.
Speaking of glue to this team, I think all of these mons have okay synergy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're also missing things this team needs. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, the mons are good with each other, but as a whole, they're missing things. Because again, they're missing that forcing progress. And it's not that the mons are redundant with each other, it's just that he didn't pick anything up to do it.
It's just like the lack of, like, breaking power, like we said. I mean...
Yeah, which is also really bad when you've got Ash Greninja, because, like, Ash Greninja wants things that can break Punish whenever it comes in. Like, it's not even going to have opportunities to come in with this kind of team.
Yeah, it's really not. I mean...
Because nothing's going to be low enough to where it actually threatens him. But I don't know. I mean, you've got enough of a core with like the top four that you could definitely play with it. Plus, G-King is broken.
You're probably going to be in for the long game. A lot of games.
Yeah, and I just don't know if that was the right fit for an Ashgrad.
Yeah, that.
But I think you have the tools to win these long games. So
Absolutely.
we'll have to see.
Just depends how it goes, really.
Yeah.
Well.
Again, this team could have definitely been in a lot of places.
Yeah. Honestly, ranking it, like, all of these have been so hard. It took a while.
Please don't take things too personally if you disagree with us.
Yeah, this isn't
we're human.
Yeah, this isn't about you as a player either. It's just how we're looking at these teams.
But you are also probably wrong.
Alright. Next we have JR Boys and the Hartford Go-Goats. They have Dragapult, Melmetal, Infernape, Comfey, DOD, Crobat, Sharpedo, Lantern, Kecleon, Big Mega, Abomasnow, and Donphan.
I swear JR Boys is just trying to simp for me. Comfey and DOD and Kecleon and Inferno.
And my Crobat mascot? Oh my god.
He's actually simping to both of us. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. He's trying real hard.
Well, I mean, it worked. He got a top 10 draft.
Yeah.
This draft's really weird, though.
It looks fun to me, personally.
I mean, yes, it looks very fun. I mean, it can. Like, that entire top 6 just looks so much fun. And then Lantern is great. Kecleon is funny.
You're going to have a lot of fun prepping, I feel like, with this team.
Yeah, Mega Abomasnow is really fun. I don't really care for Donphan too much, but I think it'll do good. It's not like I'd never draft them on.
Yeah.
I've drafted it. I don't think it's terrible. It's just... And you need the ground, so...
Yeah, and it actually really helps with your, rock weakness, because Melmetal's...
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice spinner to pair with Deoxys, so you can keep your spikes up.
Honestly, you have most of your weaknesses covered fairly well. I don't like that you're... Well, Killer, you can talk about it, the dark type.
Yeah, I was just trying to remember whether we had this like different or not. Okay, because we had this actually in some pretty different positions. I had this a lot higher than you.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the Lantern Sharpedo as the core.
I like Lantern. Lantern's a fine core. But yeah, can we the dark type Sharpedo? That was something. That is something, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun offensive mon. Like, when
that is not a dark type that people prep for when they prep for dark types. Yeah, but, like, you're going to have some issues with Psychics, I think. Any Psychic that can get past DOD, which is any Psychic that is playing well, because people just don't prep for DOD well in the first place, I think.
Yeah, it's appeasable if played around right.
I mean, the thing is, I don't want to say too much about DOD, because I also think DOD can get around almost anything if played well. Like, DOD is actually just so good. And you do have Dragapult, so you shouldn't lose to most Psychics too easily. But you're not going to enjoy them.
I don't know. It's a fun... Like, the top 3 are just... Well...
Top 5, top 6.
Yeah, I mean, I can't leave Crobat out of there.
Yeah, and Comfey DOD broken.
You got good rockers all around, I mean, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to bring Rocks DOD a lot, sadly, which means you're not going to be able to bring Spikes that much. But honestly, that's okay.
On the matchups where Donphan comes, you can probably fit it in, but it just depends. Because
Donphan's not
going to be in every game mon.
It's also not in every game rocker either, I don't think.
Right. I do.
Sometimes it actually needs some move slots.
I am a huge fan of your normal type, though. For the
Kecleon is sick, and you could even run rocks on it maybe once.
Oh yeah.
Although I don't think it's a good rocker, even though I think it's a good mon.
It's a great Life Orb Trick Room setter, though.
Oh gosh, no! You run it fat. What? It's a Spinef mon.
It's so fun to use as a Life Orb Trick Room setter. Just like break.
Oh gosh. I mean, you also... I mean, what's your other trick move? Is there Mega Abomasnow? You're not running trick move.
Melmetal going in. Let's go.
I guess. Real Man just runs the Blunderpaws and hits.
Mainly for itself, though. Kecleon by itself, fun to use.
I don't know. I'd rather just click buttons at that point. Just ring punch all the HP back.
Fair. But, yeah, good pivoting. I think you have a
Yeah,
good bulk.
I think if this
You
wasn't
cover
for
your
Dark type
weaknesses well.
Sharpedo, it'd be really good.
Yeah, I think that's probably the
Oh,
only thing holding it back for
actually,
me too.
no. Also, the speed tiers are a bit bizarre.
Are they? I don't remember that. Oh yeah, yeah.
It's Dragapult, Crobat, Infernape, and then Sharpedo? Question mark.
Um, I guess Comfey's not running speed most of the time. DoD
Yeah,
isn't.
but is anyone prepping for Sharpedo? Like speed
Maybe
wise?
depends. Yeah, I mean normally no. I would say.
Also, after Sharpedo, it's like DoD, but people don't know how to prep for DoD. So it's pretty much nothing below Sharpedo.
Yeah, it's gonna cause some problems for sure.
Yeah, you're gonna have some issues with the slower mons. But
But
I think you can manage. Because, as I said, it's better to have, like, at least you have a fast. With the Polt Crobat, you should be able to compensate.
right. Um. Yeah, it's fun, and Pult's just like a Swiss knife. I mean,
Yeah.
you
I
find
mean,
so many good sets with that. I mean, honestly,
DoD will carry you. Trust.
yeah. I just feel like your team's really fun to prep with. It has a lot of flexibility, which will make it fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, the entire top six, honestly, you can do multiple things with every game. And nobody knows what any of those six are going to be until they show it.
Pretty much.
Except for, like, some matchups comfy.
Yeah,
But it's also comfy, so
right.
so what?
Exactly. All right.
I think we've run out of things to say, except that Jared Boyce is making us thirst for his team.
Yeah, calm down, Jr. Like tone it down a little bit, bud.
Yeah.
Vinny's next with Team Liquidation. Oh, the first, or well, no, this is our second Zamacrown.
Yep. It's a bit higher than the previous one.
Yeah. So Zamacrown, Garchomp, Rotom Heat, Moltres Galar, Necrozma, Superior, Aromatisse, Muck, Munchlax, and Mega Blastoise.
So I think with the last team, we probably entered the phase of if they could just change one thing, this team would be amazing.
Yes.
And for me, that is probably, I don't know.
Can we say
I'm not a Gather Moltres fan.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what this team actually struggles with? Waters.
Yeah, I thought that's what we said. Waters. Yeah.
Yeah, like your water resists are Blastoise Superior, which Superior doesn't want to take Ice Beam, which every water has, and then cool, now you're relying on Blastoise to beat opposing waters, which I mean it's gonna get pressure.
Yeah, it is. It's
I don't remember if we mentioned a Mega Blastoise already, but just to clarify, that is not Shell Smash.
yeah, no, it's not. It's not.
That would make things a lot different.
Speed tiers are fine on this draft. They're good. Your rockers are Garchomp and Necrozma, which, I mean...
I think you could do a little more to pressure, like, Zama targets, because again, the Dark type is Gather Moltres. I'm just not a Gather Moltres fan. So I think you're going to have some issues with Psychics, personally.
It depends. I mean, they do have a Necrozma too, but yeah.
I would say,
I
speaking
agree.
of Psychics, you have Necrozma. Necrozma is broken, so,
I think you'll be fine overall.
And I'm a fan of the Garchomp Rotom as well.
I just feel like Rotom Heat's fallen off for me a lot this gen as this went on. I just don't.
You know what? Yeah, see, I don't know. I haven't used it in a while, so maybe, but...
I get it has, like, pretty good synergy with Zama, but, like...
yeah, it is a very nice Zama partner. Also, can I just say that Muck is based?
yeah.
Even though I think you would probably benefit from getting a Lola Muck over the Moltres and the regular Muck, but Kanto-Muck is still based, so you're good there.
Let's see. You have, what, two knockoff users? Oh, one of them. Or is it just
no, Necrozma.
Necrozma gets it right. Okay, yeah, but Superior, I mean, it can run it as a utility move, but, like, yeah, I mean, that's
I mean, the thing is, neither of those mons are forcing into Zama checks, I don't think. Especially not Superior. Right. Necrozma, maybe. But, like... Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it... I mean,
It's gonna be weird with this team,
I will say
but I think you have
Superior's
enough.
glares are pretty free because you don't really want your electric type chip too much.
No, I actually think Superior is going to be quite important on this team, just
Yeah,
because, as we said, it's a bit water weak. So I think you're going to have to pressure the waters.
agreed.
This is another team that definitely could have gone in a lot of places, I think, even though I like it.
Yeah,
Which is kind of funny because we actually both had this same position.
yeah, the exact same position.
But that said, yeah.
It's
Is there
fun.
anything else to even talk about with this team?
Not really. It's pretty strong. It's just
Yeah, I mean, I'm mostly just devolving to shit talking Gather Moltres, so.
at this point, yeah. So, moving on, we have Cacao. Yeah, you can say this one, but I do love the logo.
You think I know how to pronounce this? I'm just gonna call it Minions Breaking Banana Bread.
Yes,
There you go. That's the team name.
perfect.
Trust.
Indeed.
Yeah, you want to introduce him on? Sorry.
Yeah, this is one of I like this one a lot. Garchomp, Tapu Koko, Genesect, Weavile, Weezinglar, Starmie, Mega Audino, Virizion, T-Flame, and Swirlix.
Four fairies, baby. Four fairies.
Four fairies.
Nobody's freaking outraged against this guy.
No, not in the slightest. This is such a fun-looking team to prep with. I mean, Garchomp and Tapu Koko just seem so fun to use together.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that Weezinglar has been consistently overpriced for the entire generation, but it's still fine as a Mon.
And I actually really like it as a Mon still. I know a lot of people don't, but I think it's a fun one to use.
I just can't draft it when regular Weezing exists.
That's fair, honestly.
It's not even that I think it's bad. I just don't think it's worth the price ever.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me with this team that I don't like is Chomp's your only rocker. I mean, it can set up rocks easily, but does it want to?
Also, the speed tiers are iffy.
Yeah, after
and by iffy, I mean literally there's nothing below Genesect worth creeping.
Basically nothing below base 100. Well, 99, but...
Yeah, you've got Weezing Audino, Swirlix.
Team goes...
That's literally the only Mon slower than Genesect.
Team goes burr. So,
this is another one of those teams where,
max HP everything.
The top half is so sick, and then the bottom half is what?
Yeah.
But, I mean, I like Virizion more than most people. Talonflame's fine, and it works on this team, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Mega Audino fits this team because you need a Ghost Resist that wasn't Weavile. I think most of the time it's going to be an itemless Audino. I don't think it's actually going to Mega very much.
Yeah, most of the time.
And then Swirlix is just 1-point webs, so nothing there.
It's a really fun team. I know people aren't gonna like that Starmie's the only bulky or the only water, but I'm okay with it.
I think a lot of people are gonna say we had this too high, and then I'm gonna say, yeah, probably.
Could see it. Absolutely.
But
I just think that top 4 sounds like hell to switch into. Personally, I mean, come on.
Hey, spec Starmie with analytic.
Oh, true. How could I disrespect Starmie?
Yeah. Swords Dance Virizion, broken set, by the way.
Virizion is fun, but yeah. As far as I don't know, it's a fun team. Again, your flying resists are, I mean, Coco, which is good, but
yeah, I mean, you've got Coco, so you shouldn't lose to flying types.
you should be fine. It's just
you can't really switch in, but you're never gonna lose to them. You also have Helmet Chomp as an option.
Yeah, you do.
And Weezing checks a decent number as well. That said, you do kind of lose to Tornti, but don't worry about that. Yeah. Mega on no walls. Trust.
True. Once a Genesect falls, you're actually fairly poison weak too.
I mean, you've got the Gather Weezing to at least.
I mean, Chomp
sort of. I mean, it's not a resist. Yeah, I guess that is. I guess Chomp and Genesect are the only poison resist. That is a bit interesting.
I don't think it's going to be an
with 4
issue,
fairies, you're definitely going to be poison weak.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it will be just because it's poison.
It's just with so many fairies, it's something to note.
Yeah, what a shock. A team with 4 fairies has weaknesses in common.
Right. But yeah, I mean, I could see how people will think it's like ranked a little too high, especially with Starmie as your only water. But I say I don't care.
I was going to draft Starmie as my water if I didn't get sniped on it.
I like
So
it personally myself.
I'm
So
not going to hate on it.
no, absolutely not.
I'm not sure if it was the correct water for this draft, but I don't think it's bad in principle.
No, it's not bad.
You know what else isn't bad?
What's
Our
that?
number 16.
Oh boy, what is it here? Oh,
We got the Moss Deep Meteor Mashes, coached by Golden Cyber. He's got the Kyurem Black, the Landorus Incarnate, Victini, Kartana, Raikou, Clefairy, Mega Blastoise, Pangoro, Camerupt, and Porygon.
yeah. This is Have
This
fun
is where I
switching
think the
into
teams
this.
start getting good. This is where I think the teams start getting genuinely good.
Yeah, this is like, I mean, defensively sure holes, but like, good luck switching into this. I mean, this
I don't
team's
give a shit about the defensively.
Yeah,
This team's just
this
bring
is
getting Joe. I love
this
this
is
team.
hyper offense, and it's gonna go in every single week.
You know what my favorite part of this team is? They found a team that regular Camerupt looks good on.
Yeah,
It actually makes sense on this team. I never thought I'd see the day.
honestly, like KB, Lando, Victini, Kartana, Raikou, Blastoise, Pangoro. It's just like, man.
Yeah, what the hell are you doing against this offense? And then, like, they got such good value out of their low tiers. Again, like, Camerupt actually does
Yeah,
so much important for this
it
team.
checks Coco
As in-
for him, which is really good.
It checks a lot of electrics that Landorus does not want to be switching into.
Yeah, I mean, Clefairy's great. Porygon's good value.
It's also the only rocker that isn't Landorus, which is probably my biggest issue with this team.
We got Clefairy too, and Cameron.
Yeah, but, yeah. I don't think Clefairy's much better of a rocker.
Yeah, fair. But I don't think it
And then, like,
matters
Porygon
much.
and Clefairy, though, those are such good low tier walls. Like, they just come in and they pivot out, and they get you in one of your final brokens. That's all you need from them.
I honestly don't really hate Landers as your only really good rocker if every other button you're pressing the rest of the game is just nuking stuff, so.
I'd also hate a lot less if you had a spider, but, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is just
nobody's perfect.
not much to say about
including-
this. It's just really hard to switch into. I mean,
Yeah,
really
and I mean,
hard.
they did a good job at keeping their tiers existing, despite the heavy HO.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you get, like, the Blastoise and the Pangoro for the lower speeds.
Yeah, and
Like-
Pangoro's under. I mean, I don't see that mon used enough. It's so fun.
I mean, I see it used, but it still needs to be used more, because that mon is so stupid. You don't switch into Pangoro. You just don't.
Yeah, you really don't.
And even if you do, it's just parting shots, so you still don't.
Exactly. Yeah, this is a very fun team.
Yeah.
I'm not
I don't
gonna s-
remember, we already saw the first Gear in Black, right? But just
Yep.
for a reminder, that is no Dragon Dance.
Yeah, no
That would be
Dragon
even
Dance.
more broken.
But yeah, it's really good. This is one of my favorite teams, honestly. Looking at it a little.
Yeah. Like, I don't necessarily think it's, like, one of the absolute best. Like, I think we have it at a good enough spot. But it definitely would be one of my favorites to use.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, like, Bring Dead HO is definitely something I would run.
Yes.
Speaking of Brain Dead,
Oh,
maybe
no.
not the HO.
Jeez. J-Cavs. Sub-toxic slow bros.
Yeah, that's JCaps.
Yeah, so Regen Core, expected. Torn T, Zera. J-Cavs love Zera. Toxapex, that's another staple. Nape, Metagross, Hydreigon, Galarian Corsola, Torterra, Kangaskhan, and Mega Altaria.
Alright, so first off, can we just agree not to mention Corsola Galar for the rest of this?
Yeah, please.
JCaps is the only person who thinks that Mon is viable.
Yeah, it's not. I'm sorry, J-Cavs, but
I'm sorry, JCaps, but I think it was overpriced at 2 points.
yeah. Honestly.
That said, the only other Mon that I'm really not huge on is Torterra, but I think it's fine on this team. So, whatever.
It's fine, yeah.
And
Um,
yeah, I mean, I know JCaps is gonna ruin this team by running Subtoxic Zeraora every other week, but like, I like the team otherwise.
it's a really fun team. I just I do wish you had a better ground resist, but I mean
I mean,
you have Tornti.
Tornti, Hydreigon, Torterra. I
Yeah,
think it's workable.
yeah.
Also, JCaps is gonna yell at us that Corsola is a ground resist.
I thought what did you just say? I didn't hear you say anything.
Oh, right. Maybe he thinks Mega Altari is a ground resist. It's gonna Mega. My bad, my bad. I know, my mic cut out, my bad.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything. Strange.
Yeah.
Honestly, this team's really fun. I would love to use this team.
Yeah, yeah. It's a shame that it only has 9 mons, so it's under the legal limit. JCap's cheating. Shake my head.
Can't believe it. Yeah, good rockers. Well,
I mean,
you have 3
it's...
rockers, but
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, Metagross is pretty good at getting them up. Infernape can, if you can't do it with Metagross. And, I mean, if Torterra comes, it can easily set runs. It's just that it doesn't come.
I still am very curious. Like, if you face Sand, just good luck. But outside of
Sand's
that,
bad, so it doesn't matter.
yeah.
I mean, he's
I
got
don't
Infernape,
I don't
so
even think
that,
anyone.
like, checks it okay.
Yeah, I don't even think anyone drafted Sand. Oh
I
wait,
saw Sand, but
there
I
was
think it's in the other division, maybe.
Oh yeah, maybe it is. I can't remember actually, but
Actually, yeah, because we're gonna get to the Sand team soon, because there is one.
oh,
But
you're right. You're right. But
oh
yeah,
no, it is the same division as JCaps
yeah,
too.
it is. Other than that, though, it's a really fun team. Pretty well balanced, good synergy, I think. Not like a lot of
Yeah,
pivoting, but enough, and they cover each other really well.
yeah, I like Mega Alt. I know a lot of people like to hate on it. I think it's good,
Yeah, it's a fine
and I
card.
think it fits here pretty well.
It does, in my opinion. Yeah.
It's a passable fairy. It gets you a nice speed tier, because people don't necessarily prep for Metagross, but it's something below Hydreigon.
Yeah, you have your ice weakness covered pretty well. Just
Yeah,
tons of potent threats. Just
I know you're gonna squander this team, but like that doesn't mean it's not good. In
I,
fact, I'd go so far as to say this might be the best team I've seen JCaps draft.
yeah, this is probably my favorite JCap draft ever. This
JCaps, don't get too excited. That's not as high a praise as it sounds at first.
I honestly could rank this anywhere from like thinking on it more, like even like a couple spots higher. I really like this
I
team.
couldn't. I don't think I could make it any higher. I could see why someone would, but I don't think I could.
Yeah, I think it's fun, and I think you have one of the best logos in the league. But that's just me.
I mean, at least he's self-aware.
It's good. Yeah. Oh, please don't run Subtoxic Zero every week.
Please don't bring Corsola Gather to a game.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, shit. Anyway, fun team. It's good though. I like it.
Shall we move on to number 4 then?
Yeah. All right, we have.
We
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, we got the Cleveland Clamperls, led by Yahoodles, aka Brady. The Megalodios, Tapu Koko, Buzzwole, Excadrill, Tyranitar, Jirachi, Quillfish, Quilladin, Pyukumuku, and Exploud. Yeah, speaking of Sand Team, here it is.
Yeah, the one and only, and it's in JCap's division.
Yeah, well, maybe he got lucky and dodged it. I guess schedule's out, I think.
Yeah, I haven't looked that close at other people's schedules yet.
I'll do it. Why not? Yeah, they play. They play, week 3, so that'll be fun. Not much time to address it.
Yeah, that's tough, but
Considering, like, the deadline for week 2 is about gonna close in a few hours, so, yeah.
yeah,
By the time this goes up, yeah, you won't have much time to, not lose to Sand, pal.
right.
But on a serious note, Sand bad. I'm impressed I managed to put a team this high with Sand.
Yeah,
But
it's just a solid team.
no, I mean on a more serious note, that top 6 is pretty sick. And I like Quillfish. I think it's workable as an only water, because if we're being real here, Pyukumuku's not a water.
Right. But yeah, Quillfish is fine. I think it's good. Buzzwole's like glue to this team, in my opinion. It's.
I mean, Buzzwole should be a glue to any good Buzzwole team.
Yeah.
Like, Buzzwole's... If you find a team that Buzzwole fits on, it generally fits so well.
Yeah, and
it's just really, I think, hard to use and hard to draft with.
Yeah, three really good rockers. And
yeah, well, I mean, Sand better be able to set rocks, or your Sand team is garbage.
Yeah, it's honestly just a really hard team. Just I mean, Megalodios is just gonna break, and
I mean, yeah, just Megalodios Tapu Koko alone would have been a very nice start.
Yeah,
and then you get the Sand, you get Buzzwole. I like Jirachi more than most people. You got Spikes with Quillfish. Xcloud might click funny buttons once or twice. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a really solid, it just synergizes well.
The only real knock I have, well, besides that it's Sand, is, I mean, it might be... I mean, your Special Bulk is pretty much just Guitar. That's one thing.
Yeah, that and I guess
because it's that and Jirachi, but imagine a Nido for this team.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, Nido's obviously most teams can't deal with, but this one especially,
Yeah, it's. I mean, Pyukumuku, hello, have fun.
It can't. Yeah, that is. Yeah, I don't even. That is not.
it definitely can't deal with it after Tapu Koko's electric terrain.
No. Yeah, this team is going to have fun with special grounds, such as the Nidos. And even waters to an extent, this team is going to have an annoying time with, because it's relying on Latios for them a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's, I don't know, you're going to, offensively,
I don't think
really
the weaknesses are...
But...
Yeah, I don't think the weaknesses are pronounced enough to where it's going to impact this team's spot. I still think it's very good. But, it definitely has weaknesses.
Yeah. And honestly, your budget picks are fine, minus the Pyukumuku. I don't hate it.
See, I don't hate Pyukumuku. I just don't see it on this team.
Yeah.
I don't think it does anything for you. If you wanted a different water, you should just draft a better one in the first place than Quillfish.
Right, exactly.
I don't think a Pyuku changes anything.
Yeah, just really solid team.
Yeah. Oh wait, shit! I was supposed to make a Star Wars joke, and I forgot to. Oh well.
Oh shit! What was it?
About Sand. You know, it's rough, it's coarse, and it's a really shit archetype in Mons.
Oh god, there it is.
Yeah, see. I was supposed to say that at the beginning when you introduced this team, but it's okay. I had to force it.
Still works.
I mean, this team's weird, but at least, no matter what you're weak to, you will revenge kill everything, because Sand.
Yeah, absolutely. Most things, at least. I mean, yeah, you're gonna...
What is X-Zero not revenge killing?
Just, maybe Infernape, stuff like that.
I mean, I guess. Yeah, but you've also got Latios, so you're still revenge killing.
Yeah, I mean, you're fine.
Yeah.
It's just a good team, yeah.
Yep.
Next up, we have Neshoba and the Celestial Chandeliers, or Chandelier. Blaziken, Megacezor, Latios, Melodic, Sylveon, Miltank, Shaman, Skuntank, Rhyperior, and Jolteon.
Alright, so my biggest issue with this team is ugly as shit.
Yeah.
But, on a serious note, I don't think the team is really flawed much.
No, it's not. It's... At first glance, it's slightly underwhelming, but, if you look at it more...
Yeah, that's actually my biggest criticism, in reality, is it's just underwhelming. There's nothing on this team that I can point to and say, hey, this is a problem.
And I think that's mainly just because I'm used to seeing, Blaziken and just feel like it's just a Blaziken. But, I don't know. We'll see how it works this season.
I mean, yeah, that definitely is it. I feel like this team is very much not top-heavy, which I don't normally like. But I'm sure you'll find a way to make it do.
Yeah.
And the fact that your team does have so much value for the entire draft means hopefully you'll have 6 months to deal with anything.
Yeah, it's...
Just bring them.
Mega Scissors really good. Latios is
This
the right
team's
team,
also
really
a little
good.
passive, I think, is another issue.
Um,
Like, you've got the top 3, and then you've got, what, like, Shaman? Specs, Evolution?
Sylveon, Shaman. Yeah, I mean, it is a little passive for the most part.
Yeah, right,
Definitely,
Rhyperior?
like, in for, like, long battles a lot of the time, but
And
if...
you're utterly reliant on your top 3. But you
Yeah,
do have the tools to deal with long battles. You've got clerics out up the wazoo. You've got like 4 different mons that can heal bell or whatever.
yeah.
And
You have
you got
Milotic.
lots of fat mons with recovery.
Milotic, who
You even have Wish Pass for the ones who don't.
appreciates a burn. That also helps for one of your walls, depending on the matchup. But
Yeah, you've got good Skull Switch-ins too with the Milotic Shaman. Both of them are completely fine. And even Latios in a pinch.
yeah. I don't like that your only 2 rockers are Miltank and Rhyperior, but Rhyperior is broken and Miltank's pretty reliable, so it's fine.
I think most games you'll be able to pretty easily bring one of the 2,
Yeah.
but I also don't like limiting Miltank's move slots by forcing it to be the rocker.
Yeah.
So that is iffy, yeah, but I think you'll make do.
I know a lot of people don't like Shaman, but I know you particularly are a big fan of it, so I'm sure you'll
I'm
use
not
it
sure if
well.
I go that far, I just think it's so drastically overhated that I look like a big fan by comparison.
Oh, I meant, yeah. I mean, I know Nishova's like a really big fan of it. Like,
Okay, fair
just
enough.
a base
I mean,
mod,
I think
so
it fits here quite well.
I do too. I guess it just depends how good Blaziken is this season. I think it has the potential to be like one
Yeah.
of the best teams, but
I mean, yeah, I mean, we put it here for a reason.
yeah. So I guess we'll see on that front, but it's yeah, got really good pivoting. Like you said, clerics up.
First I put a sand team high, now I put a team that isn't top heavy high. What's wrong with me?
I don't know. This wasn't even like all my decision. You ranked these mods just as well as I did.
I think I had this team higher than you, maybe.
I
I'm
think
not
you
sure.
did. You did, I think, if I remember right.
No, we had the same.
Okay. We actually, yeah, that's crazy.
Funnily enough, we both put it at number 4, but because of averages, it ended up at number 3.
Right. Well, number. Okay, so number 2 and 1 we were kind of split on. Let's just say that.
We actually, that's what I think. We could have put number 1 and 2 in almost any order. We basically had to like last minute decide which one we put above. So, if you're the number 2 and not the number 1, please don't get too upset. Even though you're worse.
Alright, we got RASCII and the American City skill issues.
Its logo is so good, by the way. That's
Yeah.
all I can say.
It's really good.
Almost as good as the team.
Right.
That team of Dragapult, Mega Diancie, Slowbro, Nidoking, Zarude, Moltres, Copperaja, Rotom Fan, Illumise, and Crabominable.
The team's broken.
It somehow manages to be broken despite only being like 7 months.
Yeah, like, man, the team's something else. It's really good.
But like, that top 5 alone, like, oh my gosh.
It's
Like, I know we've been talking about consistently good teams, and then that's not this, but honestly, it just... There aren't many teams that have an entire team as good as that top 5.
no. It's
And I think they supported it passively.
Rotom Fan's a solid budget.
High
pick.
praise right there.
Copperaja
I think Moltres is very nice on this team,
Yeah.
and I don't like Copperaja. I think it's bad, but I think with the points he had left, I think it was a good pick.
I think it's fine for like the value. Yeah, agreed.
I don't think you had options. Then I'm just going to assume Illumise and Crabominable are like both 1-pointers or something.
Yeah, which if they do something great, if not, no well.
Then you didn't really lose much.
Right. Yeah, you cover everything fairly well. If Zarude goes down, like, protect Zarude in your Ghost Week matchups, but other than that, like, you're fine.
I mean, it's not like most ghosts are not getting through Zarude, except for like Gengar
Right.
and Blacephalon, which, I mean, we're mostly just saying protect against Spectre, which didn't get drafted. So, you know.
Right. It's,
In other words, just do what you want. I don't know.
Dragapult Mega Diancie, that's just insane to me.
And then Slowbro as well. Like, I think Dragapult Slowbro is really good.
Yeah.
And Nidoking on top of all of this is like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Moltres is so reliable as a wall too, and it can honestly put in work offensively too.
Yep. It's also nice because it's a defogger that a lot of mods don't want to click knockoff on, so it
Yeah.
can actually defog for you, just by being boot locked.
Exactly. And Rotom Fan is actually gets a ton of utility. That thing
Yep.
has tons of good matchups actually.
Yeah, no, Rotom Fan's one of those mons, like Rotom Heat, that I thought was completely awful in Gen 7, and then I love it in Gen 8.
Yeah.
And I think it's entirely because of boots.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, it can do so much now that it's not hitting 25%.
Budget Zapdos really.
Yeah. I mean, not really this gen.
Eh.
Speaking of budget, one thing, I mean, not really about budget, but your rockers are nice. Diancie, Nidoking, Caparaja, you're getting them up.
Yeah. Caparaj is probably
Like,
going to come quite a bit, even if you don't want it to.
I mean, yeah,
It'll
you're
go up.
going to be leading on Caparaja, but it's also not that hard to fit rocks on.
Right.
But even if you can't, then like Nidoking and Diancie both get them up as long as you
And
don't you get Red hard.
And honestly, Caparaj is actually kind of hard to switch into sometimes.
No, I mean it's an offensive mon. It
Yeah.
is hard to switch into. My issue with Caparaja is not its offensive
It's
prowess, it's
bulk.
defensive prowess.
Yeah.
Its bulk is less than you'd like.
Yeah.
Like the mon doesn't even reliably like switch into 20. That's an example.
Right.
But that's okay. Because like what's 20 doing to a Rotom fan?
Exactly.
Oh no, it clicked knockoff. I mean you even not just as a removal, okay, you have to get rocks up against the Diancie, you know?
Yeah, which
So Reibear will just outplay every time.
easy.
1 GG.
Yeah, I mean, not much to say. It's just a really good team.
Yep, you've also got the Trick Room Slowbro to go with the Grabominable, so you know Grabominable 6-0s every Pokemon ever. There is no switch into it in Trick Room.
Yeah,
That's it. That's all I had left to add.
fair enough. Number 1 or 2, however you want to look at it, JK and the Golden State Durants.
Reibear's the only person who's looking at it, number 2.
True. This team is, yeah, it's good too. It's,
Yeah.
Kieran Black, Mega Glade, Clefable, Corviknight, Greninja, Nidoqueen, Lantern, Ambipom, Mischievous, and Servine.
So, something that you might notice is, this, at first glance, this actually looks similar to a team we talked about in the past. You got 2 Brokemons, and then Clefable Corviknight. I'm sorry, Peyton, but I just think Clefable Corviknight fit this team so much better. I think there's way more synergy here.
A lot better, yeah.
And then I think you also followed up a lot better here with, like, the Greninja Nidoqueen Lantern.
Yeah.
These
I mean,
are stick mons.
honestly, even Servine is like a bulky little like grass that's spreading glare around. Knockoff.
Servine's workable.
It's
Yeah,
workable.
knockoff and glare. I mean, I've always been, well, not always maybe, but I'm a fan of Mischievous. I think it's good value. It's just a really annoying utility mon that's got a nice typing and ability.
Yeah.
And I mean, Ambipom's your, offensive normal with speed.
Yeah. Your rockers are Nidoqueen, Clefable, not like the best, but like I mean they get.
I mean, Nidoqueen will just be rocks 90% of the time at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
offensive rocks even do well here. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, any rock set. Yeah, it's just that you're just not going to be able to run 4 attacks Nidoqueen. You don't even need to be T-Specs Nidoqueen, you can just run T-Specs Ninja. It's fine.
The biggest thing with this is like your breaking power and just the pivots you have.
Yeah, like, your team enables Kyurem, Glade, Greninja so easily.
Yeah,
Like, Clefable just slow pivots, Corviknight slow pivots, Lantern slow pivots, Greninja itself pivots.
And honestly, you're gonna get those stray Ambipom matchups where people just ignore the speed tier or something, and it's just gonna.
Okay, no, you're not. Ambipom's not that good.
It can do it. It can do it.
Sure, if people just pretend that Ambipom doesn't exist even while it's currently on the field.
Me, I forget that thing's a real thing.
Do you just think they forgot to send out their next mon?
Yes.
But yeah, I mean,
it's really good though. I mean, Greninja's just really good on this team. Clef and Corviknight are just
You might even be able to
Couldn't
get
live
away
with
with
that.
some sneaky setup for Fables too, if people are prepping too hard for the other threats.
Easily, yeah. Lantern's a good
And
budget water to fill in, like,
oh
for
god,
the
yeah,
bulky
but
water.
Lantern's just an example of use your budget well.
Yeah, it really is.
Because that's your answer to so many mods. Like you know, like it's honestly a better electric answer than Nidoqueen a lot of the time.
Yeah, it really is. All in all, this team just synergizes extremely well, and it's going to pivot into everything it needs. You're going to be able to
There's
position yourself really well every game, most likely.
uh, there's only one real thing that I can point to and say this might be a problem with your team, and it's not even really quantifiable so much. A lot of the walls on this team might be a bit low in like just raw base stats. Like Lefable and Nidoqueen are not exactly the most naturally bulky mons. So like maybe you could get muscled through, but it's not like you can't revenge kill anything that would do that.
Yeah.
So I'm not really that concerned. And you've got enough defensive mons that they're gonna have to run the right moves.
Right. Yeah, that's about the only thing. I mean, on paper, like if you go just off stats alone, it does look a little underwhelming defensively, but
But then you look at the synergy and just how they enable everything
right.
else.
In Clefable and Corviknight live hits, they never shed half the time, so they're fine.
Yep. Alright, I can't wait to hear how salty Peyton is that we had him so much lower despite having the thing coordinate that we've raged so much here. And this
Yeah, sorry, bestie. I'm so sorry.
I'm not sorry, you should draft it better.
Oh shit. Well, yeah. Quick feet PRs. Sorry they took so long, but 24 coaches will do that to you.
Yeah. Yeah. You should I was about to say something I might regret. So instead I will say, yeah, thank you for watching this video.
Yeah, thanks.
I am sorry for ruining your life by making you listen to me for the past hour to God, how long have you been recording?
2 hours and 6 minutes now. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I'm sorry for wasting your entire life. I hope you guys watch this on like 1.25 times at least.
Yeah, don't listen to this on normal speed, please. Jesus. Alright, but
Anyone still listening at this point?
I doubt it. I'm closing this.
We should say
Later.
something really stupid.
Alright, I'm not editing it though, so on you.
No, just so that anyone who watches to the end can say the secret message. The secret message is Slap's winning speed boost. Wait, that's not secret enough. That's just everyone knows he's winning speed boost. Shit.
Asparagus. There it is.
Perfect. Asparagus.
Later.